Welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, South Park, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I'm Mr. Jason Roscom. With me here each and every single week, the Cartman to my Kyle, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jason.
Kyle. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Tired.
Yeah.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, I heard you didn't get much sleep last night.
I did not. And we'll get to that when we get to my week.
Yes. And you already know what my response is going to be to all of that.
Yeah, I know, Jason.
It's the same response I have.
I know.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, this week, in allusion to what you have already mentioned, it is the 25th anniversary of South Park.
That's right.
There's been a lot of kind of releases that have happened. I know we talked about Paramount Plus has put out some 25th anniversary stuff, and
they're having like a concert series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a whole concert series with Trey and Matt are doing, and so we, in celebration of this, we are going to review episodes 1 through 6.
Yes, the original 6, as I like to refer to them. They
the OG.
Very significant regarding those first 6, and we'll get into it. But before we do, we got all kinds of business to get to today. So should we talk about Patreon?
You talk about Patreon.
All right. Well,
because that's what you do.
We would love to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons: Shuck and Mark, Frank Kalevich, Frederick Martin, Lord Helmet Fire, Scott and Kim from the Used and Abused podcast, Ivo G, Kristen Roscom, Nick from Sweet Studios, Catherine Rennick, my wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein, Don Solsky, Nicholas Schaefer, David Schmuck, Wally Frogmore, Tony Ferrari, Brady Biglovin, and Dragon Buddy. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you'd like to consider becoming a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/the Sidebar Cantina. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this, and with our fantasy football coming up, just want to remind everybody,
right,
for people who want into the Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football League,
right,
for its 4th season now that we're already going into. Fourth season. Doesn't work.
Can't do it. Can't pull that off.
But if you want first priority into the Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football League, you got to be a Patreon supporter. Only the Patreon supporters and hosts of the show have guaranteed spots in the Fantasy Football League. Anybody else besides that is, first come, first served.
Yep.
So,
yes.
That be that.
Yes. I think I had something else for that.
Yeah.
But I forget. So,
like maybe when our fantasy football starting, or
fuck if I know. Did I establish a draft day?
You did not.
I
didn't necessarily mean to do it right here live on the show.
Well, I mean, it says live draft is set up for September 1st, which I believe
that's a week from it's a week from Thursday. Well, isn't that the first day of football? When's the first week of?
No, the first day of football is like the next week. I think it's the 8th. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's not going to be. We like to have the draft as close to the start of the regular season as possible.
Yes.
So you have time, people. You have time.
Correct. Got anything Red 5 to talk about?
Sweet. Yeah. A huge congratulations to Grant from Dork Wars, aka Kazara the Haragnon, Kazara the Harangon, on the Red 5 Tavern. Grant and his wife are expecting their very first child.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's life as you know it.
I was just gonna
about
say,
to change.
Yeah, kiss all that freedom goodbye.
Yeah, I mean it's fun in the beginning. It's very fun and fulfilling, but it is.
It's a drastic shift.
Yes. Yeah.
Your life will literally never be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's what we're here put on this earth to do, is to procreate. So good job on doing your duty.
Well done.
Doing your bit. So congrats to you, to Grant and his wife, and to more Red 5 news. Hopefully not sexual in nature, including the latest from the 2022 Parsec Fan Awards coming up at the end of the show.
Alrighty. So before we get into our weeks, want to follow up on a story we talked about last week with the Rogue One coming to theaters.
Yes.
This week. So we got
the
our
grass is
tickets.
soft.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I picked up tickets. I think I picked up fucking 6 tickets for this Friday.
6 tickets.
And-
That's this Friday?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
You gonna make it?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. So now the thing is we're probably gonna have like a ticket or two extra.
Scalp them.
Well, I was gonna say if you know anybody who might want to go, like I don't know what Nick Big Sweet is up to. I don't know if it's too early.
chat.
I don't know if it's too early in the day for him to make the drive or what. But
What time is it?
4:30, 16:30 for us military folk.
Nick, do
Again, I didn't ask him to do
You
this live on the
want?
air.
Listen, if I don't do it right now, it's going to go. Those fucking penguins are not going to stay. Like they're swimming by. It's like, oh, you want us to do this now? If it's not done right now, those gone. So
All right, then finish your text
do
message.
you want to go to Rogue?
I also didn't ask him to say it out loud either.
Well, keep talking then.
I can't because you're talking. Oh my god. So anyway, we're going to see Rogue One in IMAX this Friday. Now, I'm assuming it's not 3D because they didn't say shit about it being 3D. Because I know when we saw Force Awakens, and I think it was Rogue One in that same IMAX theater,
Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill years ago, it was 3D. So hopefully not, because nobody in my family likes 3D. That can go suck a dick, but it doesn't say 3D
Suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick.
Yeah, it doesn't say 3D anywhere in the on the tickets or in the announcement. So I'm assuming we're good.
It's probably
as
just
far as that goes.
regular good old fashioned IMAX.
Yeah, which is nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Getting to see a Star Wars movie on it. It's going to be pretty nice.
Yes, I mean, and really, that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get out there, see a Star Wars movie in the theater, because how frequently are we going to get a chance to do that? And like the conversations we've had previously, because we've been talking a lot of Star Wars lately.
Mm-hmm.
If the trend is going to be to do more Disney Plus stuff and not have these big theatrical releases, then this may be the only opportunities we get to see Star Wars in the theater. So
Yeah.
we got to take them when we can get them.
Fucking right.
I still don't.
And it's going to have some sort of a preview for Andor. So I don't know if they're going to show like a whole fucking episode or if it's just going to be like a clip.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but there's going to be some kind of Andor promotional bit mixed in
I'll
there.
probably just play the trailer.
Are you okay?
I look, dude. I have 20 feet of fucking headphone cord now.
So you've gone from like not nearly enough.
I went from like it pulling me towards the mixer to like having so much extra. I don't know what to do with it. I'm like wrapping it around. I'm like,
You know, they make zip ties, rubber bands.
I'm still figuring it out. This is day one, so I'm trying to get it into a configuration where it makes sense.
Nothing you do makes sense to me. Nothing.
And yet somehow here we are.
Yeah. So anyway, we might have 2 extra tickets. So Nick, and I don't know what Kathy's up to that evening, but
I'm fairly certain that Kathy has already expressed her interest in not going.
all right, fair enough. Anywho, maybe I'll just get a refund on any excess tickets if Nick doesn't want to go. Are we good?
I'm fine. This is going to happen several times.
Well, it's very distracting. Just
Well, don't look at me then.
well, where am I supposed to look?
I don't at the screen.
Oh my god. Well, it would be fine if I didn't also hear.
Well, I will try not to fucking bang. Sure, that's going to be great for the podcast listener.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like if you're not awake in the morning, like, hey,
I don't know. I hear some people like that.
wake up, bitches.
Yeah. We ready to move into our weeks?
Obviously.
Yeah. So mine's gonna be brief this week. First of all, we have a new addition to
The sacred Jedi.
only one this week, but last week I picked up the what is it? The carbonized
Ooh, that box looks sexy from here.
the carbonized Mando.
Carbonara.
Carbonara. Well, this week I picked up a carbonized Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, it's in a nice silver box. It's actually part of the 40th anniversary of Empire. If you look on the front, it's got the little 40th anniversary logo thing.
Ooh,
But-
it's dead sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one where it's like I want a second one so I can open and play with it.
So I like it, but the only thing I don't like about this is the fact that he's carbonized.
Oh. Well, I mean, but I already have like normal stormtroopers.
I know, but
He's also he's like silver.
He's very silver.
Silver Hawks.
It's very sexy. I
Yeah.
like the packaging.
Yeah. I think it's great. But yeah, that's the only
If you needed something to like, you know, you're in a survival situation, you need to, you know, flash an aircraft,
Signal.
use it as a signal mirror. There
Yeah.
you go. There's your guy right there.
If I brought my Black Series figures with me
That's right.
in said situation where
That's right.
I need a rescue.
If you're going to like, oh, what do I need to take with me? Obviously, I need to take at least one Black Series figure, and I might as well take the one that I can use as also as a survival tool.
Brilliant idea.
Bryant.
Huge elephant-sized pigs. Besides that, the only other thing I really had, like, I can't remember what the fuck I did all weekend. I went to the Reading Terminal Market
Nice.
on Saturday. It was busy as fuck, but
Yeah,
it's always a good time.
the weekends are fucking bonkers over there.
Yeah, I ate at the Cajun place this time.
Okay.
Had some alligator gumbo. So good. Fuck alligators.
I'm sure that did well for your constitution.
Yeah,
later.
yeah. It was good though. It was really
Yeah.
good.
For those who aren't familiar, like not necessarily from the Philadelphia area, the Reading Terminal Market is basically a smorgasbord of all kinds of different food options, and you know, probably one of the best cheesesteaks you're going to get in Philadelphia is in there. Bakeries, German food,
The best donuts you'll ever have in your life.
pretty good donuts.
Yeah.
Top five donut. I'd say.
I'd say
Not the
top
best.
one, but
It's not the best donut. It's up there though. It's up there.
what's the best donut?
Listen,
then?
I am way fatter than you. I am a donut like I'm a Homer Simpson donut connoisseur. Like I would have the donut merit badge. Like you have to have a belly button that you could fucking lose a Black Series figure in, like me, to fucking be able to qualify donuts.
Well, I mean, I'm just curious what the other good 4 donut places are because I'm ready to take the Pepsi challenge on that.
all right. Well, we need to have a whole episode and dedicate it to fucking donuts. That way we can have them stacked here, and we do like a whole bang thing where we do like have the taste challenge, because
Yeah.
a lot of them are going to be from around this area.
Well, I would
You know, we
imagine.
grab the Krispy Kremes and we go to, you know, Deluxe Bakery. We go to the Reading Terminal Market. We go to Federal Donuts. You know, all these places, and we just stack them up. Go to McAllister's.
I think this is gonna have to happen.
Yeah,
So
and then we fucking just be fully prepared to be pre-diabetic, as you know, before we leave the studio.
right.
But you know, well, fuck it, we're retired.
That is true. That's very true. It's one of the beauties of not being in the military anymore. All right.
Donuts.
The only other thing that I had, and hopefully I'll have a good update on this next week, is this Friday, I have a quote unquote appointment with the local toy store, the Play With This Toys and Collectibles that we
yes.
talked about before. And I'm going out with the old, in with the new. This guy. Is
Oh yeah.
that what you're looking for?
Yep.
But yeah, I am going to sell them all of my old Star Wars toys. All of my old toys that I still have from the 80s, all that shit that I picked up in the 90s. Basically anything that's not a Black Series figure that's in this room right now that belongs to me or in my garage, it's going to them. And I'll basically take whatever they offer me for it and I'll just turn it around and put it right back into more Black Series figures.
There you go.
Because
That's the way to do it.
there's no point in keeping like multiple different types of collections of toys unless you're just like a fucking maniac, which I am not. Like we're getting short on space as it is, and I would much rather sell my old 80s stuff, even though it's, you know, those were my toys that I played with back in the day. I'd rather get some cash for those and put them into Black Series figures that I can then play with my grandchildren at some point.
Yeah. Yes. It's good. It's a good idea.
That's the plan.
I was supposed to scrounge up some stuff this weekend to bring over so that you can add to that collection, and I forgot. So I'm going to try and do that.
Okay.
Also, because it's the same reason. Like I have things that I'm sure the kids would be like, no, keep it for us, but they're not gonna play with it,
Right.
right? And it's a lot of stuff. Like, all right, here's stuff that has value because it's still in cases or stuff like that. I was saving as collectibles, and I have a lot of Star Wars collectibles that I'm just keeping as collectibles for what?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I obviously I have this fucking obsession.
The sacred Jedi pops.
Yes, which got the collection grew
Yes.
somehow
It keeps growing.
because of the play with this toys and collectibles that I happened to stop in on this weekend, and picked up some goodies. But yeah, this and the TIE Fighter stuff, TIE Fighter related stuff. I think that's it. I think that's what I want to focus on.
Yeah.
And then all the Legos I can get, because I think Legos are something that, regardless of the passage of time, a Lego is going to be something that can be played with.
Oh yeah.
And as soon as a kid is old enough to not put it in his face to swallow it because he thinks it's candy, he or she thinks it's candy, then it's a viable toy.
Oh yeah.
And they fucking
Yeah. They've got a half-life of like 2 million years or
yeah,
something.
it is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll keep as many Legos around as I possibly can,
Yeah.
and pass those down. But yeah, I gave up on even collecting. I used to keep the boxes and everything
Uh-huh.
that the Legos were in, but
It takes up too much space.
yeah, I got rid of all the boxes because I'm like, what am I keeping the boxes for? I
Mhm.
mean, I know that friend of the podcast, the John, he was doing he keeps all the boxes and stuff like that, and I was kind of doing the same thing, and I'm like, for the sets that I kind of want to keep together, I have Ziploc bags, and that stuff's together in a Ziploc bag, but then it goes in, it can be together in a tote,
Yeah.
and then if you really, all right, fuck it, because you can get instructions online now.
Yeah.
Like, I have all the instructions. So if you wanted to build it, you could just sort through the fucking thing and then build that. You have that ability. And if for some reason the instructions aren't there, you can go online and get them.
Yep.
So it's a fucking beautiful world we live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And a Lego is a perfect toy for that. So I applaud your efforts to go out with the old and turn that money back into something that
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
shit.
It's not like I'm going to do something responsible with the money.
No, God, no.
Yeah, we're putting it right back into Star Wars. We're
Yeah.
just upgrading.
It's remarkable how it does bring me some joy.
Some.
Well, it does, and it's very strange. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Like these old toys, it does. Gets me.
Yep.
I love them. So yeah, sell stuff so I can buy more of it.
All right. Well, that being said, how about your week?
So speaking of pops,
Who the fuck is calling me?
PC load letter.
Oh, it's the same fucking number from Illinois. I keep getting this call from fucking Illinois. It's obviously some like a robocall. But as soon as I answer it, it hangs up. So it's like I can't even like fuck with the person or listen to whatever message. It's like I'll immediately answer and it'll be like click. So like, look. Hello? Hello? See? Nothing. And it clicks. Why? Why would you do a fucking fake robocall and then not try to like scam me? If you're gonna fucking make the effort, at least put a goddamn message on there like, oh, your car's warranty is almost expired.
Maybe it's like vocal analysis. Maybe because you weren't like a 78-year-old woman. Hello.
Oh, that would be funny.
Just
That would actually be some next level shit.
yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this shit is so fucking like I'm telling. They're monitoring cell phone towers and doing shit where they're like, oh, here's this activity in this area. They get phone calls from these area codes, so we're gonna suddenly give you a spam call from that area code. And they have these fucking tricks that I know that they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fucking genius.
Well, yeah, because the first couple of times they did that, it got me. Because when it was like, a 609-367 number. I'm like, oh my God, that's very close to my phone. That must be somebody around here in the area. Hello? Oh, your car's warranty is almost expired. Fuck!
See, you make that mistake because I know, because my phone number that I got when I lived in base housing, one of the first it's the first cell phone number and only cell number I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had it for fucking, I don't know, a long fucking time. And nobody has that number. Like, no, there's not a number even close to that.
Right.
So if there's a 346 number that just fucking pops in my phone, I'm like, there's no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. Because I would know who that is immediately.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, wow. Like, yeah, no, I don't answer the phone. I just don't answer the fucking
No,
phone.
I don't either.
I just don't bother.
Like, unless it's somebody that's already in my contacts.
Yep.
And I actually want to speak to that person. That's when I answer.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time, I don't want to speak to that person either.
Yeah.
So
That's the beauty of it.
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So Pops. So yesterday was the Phillies played the Mets.
Here in Philly, I would imagine.
It was here in Philly. It was a home game. And just a side note, there was a lot of fucking Mets fans
Really?
at that game. A lot. I mean, it was 34,000 in the stadium. There's probably 13 to 15,000 Mets fans.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, there was a lot of Mets fans. They were making a lot of noise. The night before, the night before was a day-night doubleheader, and I think the Mets fans that came down from New York stayed for both games and were so liquored up by the second game they were getting into fights, like enough fights that it actually popped up on my fucking first alert.
Oh, sweet.
Like, oh, arrests made in fucking Cincinnati Park. So,
Oh, sidebar.
yeah.
Speaking of arrests being made locally,
Ooh.
did you hear about the one at the convention last week?
No.
So there's so many layers to this. So first of all, every year here, for as long as I've lived in Jersey, that big hotel on Route 70 in Cherry Hill, that big massive fucking DoubleTree or whatever
It's a double. It's a.
It's
Hilton
been a few.
now.
Yeah, it's been a few different things. They always have this. They call it Monster Mania, like a convention.
Yeah.
In the lobby there, and it's like big. Like this year, it was a Scream reunion. They got the whole cast of Scream, except Nev Campbell couldn't make it because she was filming another movie. But like all the rest of the Scream cast from the original movies and some of the sequels were all there. Like fucking Skeet Ulrich, Jamie Kennedy. Matthew Lillard, they were all there here in Cherry Hill for this fucking MonsterCon, and then some other people too, because they try to make it like a con where they get people from sci-fi and
Yeah.
and
I
fantasy.
know the guy who does the Freddy guy. What's his name?
Robert Englund.
Yeah, I know he's been to a handful of those.
Yeah.
'Cause my nephews they're into that.
Yeah.
They go to those shows.
So anyway, this happened just barely over a week ago, a week and a couple days ago. So not this last weekend, but the weekend before. And Kristen sends me this article about halfway through this week about an incident that happened there. And it's like California man charged with sexual assault at New Jersey Monster Mania Con. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm reading the article. And it's like a man from California is accused of molesting this.
I did see that.
And then it's like, blah, blah, it's talking about the incident. Or like, and then next paragraph, yes, 72-year-old Gary Busey
Gary fucking Busey
is accused of. I'm like, wait a minute. You didn't mention that in the fucking headline of the goddamn article?
Yeah.
And it wasn't actor Gary Busey. It wasn't this. It was Californian Gary Busey, 72 of, Malibu.
Old pervert Gary Busey.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I did see that. That was like, what? First of all, why the fuck was he even there?
Yeah.
Like, second of all, who's like the picture that I saw in the article I saw, he looked like a fucking maniac.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he looks
he
like a
always
maniac
has.
in general. It's
Yeah.
like, ah!
Yeah.
Like he always had that thing going.
Uh-huh.
And 70-year-old Gary Busey, I would not let a fucking teenage girl anywhere near a character like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, he looks like he's fucking eye fucking everything that's walking by anyway. So it's like, why would just get over here, dear. We're just gonna keep you away from the strange man.
Yeah, he was never all together
No.
before. Now
No.
imagine in his elderly years.
Yeah. He's like, here, why don't you take your picture with the crazy man?
Yeah.
Like, ah, come here, I want to call you like a bowling ball. Ah! It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I can only imagine what that fucking turned into.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, but did they arrest him locally?
I don't know if he actually was arrested, or if it's just like
Or
charges.
just
now.
charged? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah. So, anywho, you mentioned local people getting into trouble, and that
Yeah.
like sparked that memory. I'm like, oh right, I wanted to talk about this.
That's actually very good because I do remember reading that.
Yeah. California man Gary Busey, 78.
Good,
was
California.
charged.
You can own him.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so rewind to Sunday, Philly versus the Mets. There is the giveaway for the fan giveaway at the stadium was a Philly Fanatic pop. Okay.
What?
So this is the third Philly Fanatic pop that they've given out over the years, right? And I have the other two.
Oh. Okay.
So this is like getting. So look, there are well over
The sacred Jedi pops.
there are well over 100 pops, closer to 200 pops in this room right now.
And that's just in this room. I know you've got more elsewhere.
I got a home collection and I got work collection.
Yeah.
But when I saw that was the giveaway, I'm like, I need to find a 14-year-old child to bring to this fucking game so that I can get one of these pops
And keep her away from Gary Busey.
and keep her far away from Carrie Busey. And so my kids are out of the question because they're too adult. It's like there's just no way. And so I'm like, fuck. Well, let me go on eBay to see, because I knew people were going to fucking start pre-selling them. They're going, season ticket holders or people that had tickets to the game. They're like, all right, we're just going to start pre-selling on eBay.
Sure.
And see what it gets up to. So I start following people that are pre-selling them.
Couple $100.
$75, $80, $90. Like, it was insane. So I'm like, well, I'm not fucking doing that. Like, that's just too much. Because I know that was like, okay, you get that super, you get the apogee before the game. Then when people actually get into the game and there's more of them out there, because then
Yeah.
you have all these fucking Mets fans with their fucking kids, and they're like, well, we don't want this fucking fanatic bullshit in here.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how I need to. What's a New Yorker sound like? Like, how do I sound like a pretentious fucking redneck?
A pretentious redneck.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Well, listen to a New Yorker. Anyway. So you got all these fucking New York fans and their kids that don't give a shit about the fucking Philly Fanatics. So what are they going to do? They're going to extort money out of fucking fans that want the Fanatic toy, and they're going to put it on eBay.
Sure. Yeah.
After their grubby kids with their little dick beaters fucking get start touching them.
Yep.
But
Kristen said, "Do Ray Romano, but dumber."
there you go. That's super nasally. I'd have to work on that.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we ended up doing is my wife's nephew, he's 12, right? But he's like 5'9", right? A 5'9", 12-year-old. And we're like, all right, it costs $23 to get him a ticket like near us in our section.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, pay the $23 and basically tell him, listen, we want to bring you to the game, but it's so Uncle Dave can get the pop. There's that's the reason.
Yeah.
Like we want to, we're going to have a good time, whatever, but you're going to get handed this pop and then I'm going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't even get used to it. I'm just going to take it from you.
Right.
And that's it. And then after that, if you want something from a store, fucking Helmet ice cream, whatever, I don't give a shit. You can have whatever you want. I just want this is what This is the mission,
Right.
is to get this fucking pop. So that's what we did. And he's like, now that it's a mission, he's like super paranoid. He's like, what?
Put a lot of pressure on a 12-year-old.
Now he's like, what? He can't remember what year he was born. Right? He's like so worried they're going to interrogate him about his fucking age because he's so tall. But I mean, he's got a baby face.
Yeah.
And then when we get up into the line, and she asks him asks him how old he is. And he's like, 2000, or whatever he said, like 2009. And she's like, how old are you? He gave him the year, and it wasn't even the right year. Like, it was just like, hands it to him when we walk away. It was the funniest fucking exchange. So then I fucking zoinks. I took the pop, so I have the Fanatic pop.
So it's in your possession.
And it's in my possession.
Very
It's at
good.
home next to the other Fanatics, and I'm a happy lad. And we got him a fucking sweet ass fucking powder blue Phillies hat, and a 4-pound bag of Skittles. That was the payment. So yes, I basically bribed a child to come with me to a Phillies game to fucking get a pop.
Hey,
That is the extent that I will go to. But here's the thing, I'm not going to sell it. Like it has that rarity to it, but it's just like all this stuff, like, yeah, there's a lot of value in this collection right now, but I'm not. I mean, if the switch flipped and I was like, you know what, it's time to get rid of all this, I'm sure it would be easy to get rid of.
Oh, I would imagine.
At least today it would be.
Yeah.
But I'm not there.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go the way of the Beanie Babies or anything. I think the Pops they'll hold some value.
They're still in like, they're still getting more and more value.
Yeah.
Like the Thrawn pop alone,
Well,
that keeps going up every time I look at it.
it's the way that they're producing them. It's the same with the Black Series figures. By not mass producing them on such a large scale, you keep that demand high. Values are constantly going up. Like, fuck, dude. I'm trying to get, and I've got a couple of bids out right now for Hunter from the Bad Batch. Hunter. And goddamn, dude, like I'm seeing some auctions end with him at $100. I'm like, fuck. And he just came out like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Like a year. And already like $100.
And that's unfortunately it's us. We're doing it to ourselves. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Fuck this phone. What?
I don't know. Chat's going crazy today.
I know. I every once in a while I see it. I'm deliberately, because I feel like when I rewatch the YouTube, I feel like the microphone, because I stray away from the microphone so much.
Yes.
I just want it up closer, and if I block the chat a little bit, maybe it'll help me.
Oh.
So that's the thought pattern. That's why I'm constantly like doing this number.
Yeah. Well, we are close to being able to buy a new microphone.
Woohoo!
With our Patreon funds. The good microphone that
Excellent.
that Nick brought. So you'll be getting that one first, I think.
Sweet. Anyway, so I got the Phillies pop.
Oh yeah. Sidebar.
And, so have you heard about this Manti Te'o documentary?
No.
You know who that is?
Yeah, the football guy.
Right. The guy who had the fake girlfriend.
Yeah.
So there's a documentary out on Netflix. It's like a 2-part series. It's Untold is the name of the series. And generally speaking, I don't watch shit.
Right.
But I heard from like, I don't know, fucking Chuck, Brad, fucking half dozen people at work. I just hearing like, dude, you gotta watch this. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, the dude that got catfished.
Yeah. So we put it on at lunch today, you know, at work. Dude, it's fucking good.
Yeah?
Dude, any notion you had of what you thought was going on during that, like I guarantee you're going to have a different outlook on it.
Really?
Yeah. I would highly recommend it. It's like, it's going to end up being like 2 hours. It's like an hour-long episode each.
What is it on?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix, okay.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend watching it because it's one of those things. it was huge when it happened. There were so many people that, you know, yeah, it's about a football player, right? But it was so big because of the way it went down. You know, it was a football player who was big in the news because it was so close to the national championship game, and they were already getting a lot of airtime anyway. And his grandmother died, and the girlfriend dies in the same day, and like he dedicated all this stuff, and he was already like, you know, kind of in the Heisman talk, and then all of a sudden now he's in the Heisman contention, like, and there's all that. This was all they would talk about, and what the documentary brings to light, and which is what should have been, you know, from the very beginning, is how does the major media outlets not fucking fact check before they proliferate this fucking story?
Oh, was it a Juicy Smoulier situation?
More or less.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you have to watch the documentary, but really what it comes down to is you had, you know, Deadspin is the one that broke the article, right? And Deadspin at the time was a sports blog of like 8 dudes, and they're the ones that actually did the fucking research and did the background. Whereas ESPN and fucking all those other ones, they didn't do shit.
They just ran with the
They just
sensational articles.
They just ran with it. They never fucking bothered to do any research. And then and ultimately this dude, I was one of those people like I don't like Notre Dame anyway. I think they're fucking way overrated.
Oh, you've made that clear on the show in the past.
Yes. And so when this happened to a Notre Dame player, I was all over it. And for me, it was more about the fact, you know, and like most people, it's like, how can you be like so naive to something like that? And the documentary actually opened my eyes up a lot. And I have a completely different opinion of the man. But yeah, I highly recommend watching it. Like I said, there's only a couple hours. We managed to watch all of it today, like between lunch and a couple of breaks from work today. And yeah, I highly recommend watching it, even if you're not a sports guy. If you were watching television at any point in 2012, 2013, you heard about this. You heard about this happening.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was all over. So, and it's good. I think it's really good.
All right, sweet. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Should have said that like Kylo Ren. Anything else?
I don't have the appropriate headgear on.
Yeah, need some sort of voice changer with this mixer. Well, if you don't have anything, I think we should take a very quick break before we get into our main topic.
Oh, yeah?
Because I forgot to pee before we started the show.
Oh, see, I did. I took care of that.
Yeah, so I figure we should probably just take a very quick break
Oh, okay.
and then resume with our main topic. So yeah, we are going to do that, and we're going to be back after this very quick word from our sponsors.
And while you're doing that, I'll catch up in the chat. This phone. So it's funny, like, so Matt Vader, you're talking about your Han Solo pop, yeah, being worth $500. The Thrawn pop is worth like $270 right now, according to the Funko app, right? So, you know, you sniff around on eBay and you look at places like who's actually selling, you know, is anybody actually like bidding on the pop to make it that price point? And I'll admit I haven't looked at it since I don't think I've looked at the Thrawn one since it broke 200. So I'd have to look at it more recently, but I know for all the ones that are, you know, up there in price, I have seen activity like on eBay specifically of the pops that are trading. And like the Fanatic one, like there's no value on Funko because it's a, you know, a single issue like game one. So there's no selling value. So I don't know how the Funko app would even value it because there's no like initial price point. Maybe later when there's some metric data like for exchanges on eBay or whatever. But I can tell you that now, after the day after the fact, looking at eBay, it normalized, and now they're going for like $50 is probably the mean
For which one?
for that pop that I got yesterday.
Oh, the Philly Fanatic.
Yeah. So, and that's where I think it'll be. But it also brought the price point of the powder blue jersey Philly Fanatic pop that I have, which was sitting probably about 20, 25 on eBay. Like was the mean. It bumped that up to about 50. So it's out there. People are actively selling and trading the pops on eBay and potentially other places as well. I kind of exclusively use eBay just because I'm a lemming and it's easy.
Well, yeah, it's easy and reliable, and it's really a buyer's benefit to buy on eBay, because if you get fucking ripped off, scammed, eBay will err on your behalf.
Yeah.
More than the seller.
Yeah, and I think I've gotten some pops off of Facebook Marketplace, but those are really the ones that I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get if I'm looking for pops on Facebook Marketplace, it's because like somebody's cleaning out their closet and they just want to they have a collection they're just trying to get rid of. And to be honest, I'm not going to be looking even for that at this point. I have enough.
Yeah.
The ones that I'm going to get now, I'm either being a completionist about, or I really think, wow, that's a good looking pop.
Yeah.
Like there's some really good looking ones that have come out recently. Like, the Stormtrooper in that fucking black box. That's dead sexy.
Yeah. Even the Leia.
Look at my sexy body.
Even the Leia in that same box.
Yeah.
Like looks awesome.
Oh.
Like that whole presentation.
If you want my body and you think I'm sexy.
I think next week we need to have the obligatory Dave rants about the coming of fall, but I might be joining you because I've got that sense of impending doom as the cold weather is about to come to us, because I'm sitting here realizing like it's not that hot and we weren't really running the AC all the way up until showtime today.
No.
It's getting,
And it's already getting dark.
yeah.
And it's not even 1900 yet. Yeah. Trust me.
We'll save that for next week.
Trust me. It's happening.
Yeah.
Well, it's when all the back to school shit is happening is when I get it.
Well, yeah, and
You step into a store, it's like back to school, oh, and then,
or Halloween stuff that's also been.
or Christmas stuff, depending on where you're going.
I haven't seen Christmas stuff yet,
Dude,
so.
when you go into Costco and you're like in that toy area, they're setting those toys up for Christmas. Like those big Lego sets, that shit's set out there for Christmas. That's your, hey, you want to start sniffing some stuff out for fucking the holiday season?
Right.
It's the holiday season.
According to
boop
according to Bronco Fed,
bibbidi bop.
Cracker Barrel is already decorated for Christmas. And
Aren't they always decorated for Christmas though?
yes, and they really need to change their name.
From
Like,
Cracker Barrel?
they
Is that
need-
offensive?
Well, yeah, it needs to be like Caucasian Barrel or something. But that's a really offensive name, and
Well, then all that cheese needs to change its name too, because Cracker Barrel is also a cheese.
oh, I didn't realize
That cheese needs to change.
Yeah, no, they got to get with the times,
And
This
it's
is-
white. The
this-
cheese is white, and it's called Cracker Barrel. You put your knife into it.
Wow,
It's a lot of symbolism there.
Wow,
A lot of symbolism.
yeah, it's
I'm
this is 2022. We need to get with the times, people.
nah, fuck that. Nah, I'm gonna own it.
I had you Google the space movie from 1992, right?
Oh my fucking god.
My brother just responded. Like I texted him the same day I texted you.
Oh my god.
And he's like dying. Just basically, anybody who's interested, just Google what space movie came out in 1992. Just Google that phrase, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
What space movie came out in 1992?
92.
94.
All right, are we ready to resume?
Yeah. We
This-
didn't. We weren't.
This is all the pee break.
We weren't zoomed.
No.
All right, so we're gonna zoom.
Yeah, well, I don't know about Zoom, but you need to.
Well, if
do a
we're
countdown.
resuming, right, then you have to zoom.
Oh, are you using that as a verb? Zoom as a
Zoom.
verb.
Yeah, SUME. It's a resume.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm making up words.
No idea what's going on right now. Just give me a goddamn countdown.
We'll choose this one.
And we're back. Oh, sorry. I think Lunar Girl just got the joke we made during the pee break or the thing.
Yeah, the Google. Here's your Google joke of the day.
Yeah, indeed. So, South Park. We're going down to South Park. Gonna have ourselves a time. Going down to South Park. Gonna leave our woes behind.
Ample parking day or night, people smiling.
Heading on down to South Park. Gonna see if we can unwind. So come on down to South Park and meet some friends of mine. Yes.
The famous Primus
Yeah.
intro.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. Oh God. Sean Badia in the chat just screamed, "They just announced another South Park game, by the way." So no idea what that's about. We'll have to look that up here in a minute. But yeah, South Park, something that we've kind of tap danced around for quite a while doing the show. And what better time to talk about it than the 25th anniversary of the debut of South Park? Technically, on the air. It started way before that with Trey and Matt doing their college projects and other animated shorts.
Yeah.
But
have you watched any of that, by the way?
Yeah. The original, like
Yeah.
the Two Spirit of Christmases they did with
Yeah.
Frosty and then with Jesus versus Santa.
Yeah. It's raw.
Oh,
it's very
we
raw.
meet again, Jesus. But yeah, as far as the South Park proper that everybody's familiar with, debuted August 17th, 1997. 97.
94.
And I can't fucking believe that it's been 25 years already since this fucking debut.
Yeah. Well, that means a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because we know where we were
Yeah.
when this first came out.
Where were you when they built that ladder to heaven? That was another South Park from years ago. You all right there? Yeah, right. You like hang yourself? What's going on?
No. I'm just I don't know what to do. It's like just in a bad spot.
So,
Anyway,
so before we get into anything like our history with South Park or anything like that, we do a show or a segment.
We do a show.
We do a show
every Monday.
Yeah, but we also do a segment on the show called This or That, where our social media director, Lunar Girl, puts up a poll on our Instagram. And what is our Instagram, Dave?
At the Sidebar Cantina.
Yep, and also our Twitter, which, do we know what our Twitter is?
At Sidebar Cantina.
I'm shocked you knew that because I didn't. She gives you two.
I made it, so
Oh.
I think that's why I know it.
Okay.
I think that's well, and the fact that because the Sidebar Cantina was taken, there's some weird
Right.
thing with that. That's
Yeah.
why it's just at Sidebar Cantina.
Or it was like too long or something like that.
That's what she said.
Is it?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, what is that?
So
Sidebar.
Sidebarring. So
I've been staring at that all day. I'm like,
you see it on the camera. There it is. So those of you who are familiar with Adam Savage and Mythbusters, right? Which Jason is not. He looks away now. But Adam Savage, he's the guy that's not wearing a beret in Mythbusters, for those of you who don't know. And he has a show right now called Tested, right? Where he does like one-day builds and does all this stuff. And honestly, he is my spirit animal when it comes to like building shit, because he'll do these one-day builds and it's just him in his shop and he has the camera set up everywhere And the way he like walks around and fucking it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna turn this into that, and like just how he mentally goes through a project is very similar to how I do it. So I when I watch him go through something, it's like I can mentally step through it the same way he's doing it. Because sometimes you watch, like, I know I'll watch woodworking stuff, right? And obviously there's a lot to the edit, especially for woodworking, because there's some nuances that people just don't want to show because of they think it's, this is my fancy thing. But, you know, how they got to where they are, just like, I can't picture that. I can't visualize that. Whereas with this guy, because he's doing it the same way I'd be doing it, like I'm on that same wavelength. But and so is Helmet Fire, right? Who's I don't know if he's in the chat or not. So we both we watch everything that Adam Savage puts out. And one of the things that he has is he has a tattoo on his arm, right? Now this is a temporary tattoo, but it's half off right now. But there would be like this is a ruler. So whenever like he's working on a project and he needs like to measure something quickly, it'd be like, oh, hey, how long is that? And he'd like be able to hold it up on his arm and be like, oh, okay, that's 3.5 inches. And then like, so he constantly has this like immediate reference point on his body. Like, and it's inches, it's broken out in inches, millimeters, centimeters. And it's, you know,
That's fucking hilarious.
yeah. And so he sells the temporary tattoo on his website. And Helmet Fire was buying something else off his website, I think, and picked one up and gave it to me. So I put it on. Dude, I swear to God, this is going to be a lot longer sidebar, and I apologize. But I think I would do it. I think I'd put that on me.
You'd get that tattoo?
And here's why. So I had it on me throughout the whole weekend, and I was working on had a wiring project that I was doing. I was working on the Jeep, and not that I like found myself using it because I kind of forgot it was there a lot. But one of the things that I noticed is that when I would look at it, there's something very like for my brain, which is very, it's very scattered, right? There's shit going on constantly in there. And looking at something with like very like segmented geometric pattern was kind of like, I don't know, it was soothing in a weird way.
Was it like your top from fucking
Inception?
Inception?
Well, not to that point,
Yeah.
but it was, I guess, kind of. It was really weird. Like I would look at it and be like, this doesn't upset me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I look at this and I'm like, yeah, I can.
Like centers you a little bit.
Yeah, it was like very weird because it's like it's so geometrically appropriate,
Yeah.
you know. And I was just like, man. And I found myself throughout, you know, because I had it on for probably, it made it through the weekend pretty good, but because I was doing so much work on the car and all the hand washing and everything, you know, it started to rub off. But I could see myself doing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly working on stuff like that where, you know, where's my tape measure? You know, or I'm fucking digging around for a tape measure where I will take a fucking sheet of paper, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and that will be my reference. Like, okay, I know this is I know how long this piece of paper is. And if I fold this in half, then I know how long that is, and I'll use that as a reference. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I'm constantly doing shit like that. Whereas if I had a quick reference point, you know, it's just how my brain would work. So it's a possibility. It might end up on me. I'm not going to lie.
Gotta go to somebody you really trust. Somebody that's actually good. You don't want to go to some like shitbag who just fucking good.
Need somebody who can make a straight fucking line.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to, because it's got to be perfect.
Yeah, because if it's not accurate, that's going to be a miserable rest of your existence.
It's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, that's what that is. That's So go to Adam Savage Tested and support his YouTube channel while you're supporting ours by hitting the like button. And I cannot fucking get that centered in the camera. There it is. Kind of, but not really. Here. There. See it. Look at it. South Park.
She gives you two options, and we go over the results here on the show.
Oh, we're getting this and that.
So, talking about South Park, she gave us a couple of options. This first one is this person made school hilarious: Mr. Mackey or Mr. Garrison.
Mr. Garrison.
Yeah, I went with Garrison too. I think he's a better character overall. Mr. Mackey's he's fun, but he's very one dimensional.
Okay.
Whereas Mr. Garrison, especially if you look at like the entirety
God.
of the whole South Park series,
Mr. Garrison, it's just the whole episodes with fucking oh Jesus.
Mr. Slave.
Yeah, Mr. Slave. Oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then apparently he became Donald Trump later on, and he's had crazy arcs.
Garrison's is the better character.
Yeah, for sure. And even in these first 6 episodes, I really enjoyed Mr. Garrison's character.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it as we go. And on Instagram, Mr. Garrison won 69% to 31%. And then on Twitter, it was a dead heat. Mr. Mackey and Mr. Garrison, both 50%.
So Sean Batty in the chat is saying that Garrison got way better, or Mackey got way better late in the show.
Oh, really?
As Garrison got worse.
And I mean, I guess we'll caveat it with this too. Like, I haven't watched South Park on a regular basis probably since like the early 2000s, like 2004, 2005, 6 time frame.
Yeah, I haven't watched it religiously in a long time.
Yeah, so take that into account as you're listening to us talking about South Park, that we haven't watched it consistently over the last 15 years. It was only like the first 5 to 10 that I was really, really into it. So we've also got Big Gay Al versus Chef.
Chef.
Yeah, Chef for sure. Like, Chef was great.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Big Al was fine.
Yeah, no, he was fine, but he was good for a one-off episode. Chef's been great, like, well, consistently in the episodes he was in. I know they killed him off early on.
Well, and then he died.
Well, yeah. But no, Chef's great because, especially again in these first 6 episodes, he's always
gonna make love to you, woman.
Yeah, he's. I'm pretty sure he has a song in every one of these first 6 episodes, and he always has some sort of funny advice for the kids. May not be appropriate, but it is funny and entertaining. Yes. And on Instagram, he won 91%.
94
to 9. And then on Twitter, 75% to 25%. Then we got This Is Just Weird, the 4-ass monkey versus Scuzzlebutt. Now, I went with a 4-ass monkey because I fucking loved that part of that episode.
Well, it was the look back, like the
yeah. Well, and he's got the look of he's like,
yeah, like why do I have 4 asses?
Yeah. He's just so annoyed. And then later in that episode, it's like, I give to you the 5-ass monkey.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, and I've always laughed at that part, and it's so dumb, but I get a chuckle out of it every time.
I feel you.
But yeah, Scuzzlebutt was kind of funny too. Scuzzlebutt won on Instagram 65% to 35.
That's your Patrick Duffy leg. I mean, what are you gonna do?
But the 4-assed monkey won 75% to 25 on Twitter.
Yeah, monkeys throw poo. If you got 4 asses, that must be a lot more poo you can throw.
Yep. Ooh, the bigger bitch. These are Luna Girl's words, not mine. Kyle's mom versus Shelly. Shelly is Stan's sister.
Obviously, Kyle's mom, because you have the iconic song.
Kyle's mom, bitch, you make my bitch, you make
Well,
yes.
Don't do it. Well,
I'm warning you. All right, Kyle's mom won 78% to 22% on Instagram. Shelly won on Twitter.
Shelly's a
40.
fucking bitch. I mean, there's no doubt.
Yeah, Shelly had some good arcs. She was only in 1 episode, well, 2 episodes technically in
Shut your fucking face, Cartman.
in this first 6, but she had some funny moments throughout the series as well.
Have you ever met my friend Kyle's mom? She's big as bitch and whole.
All right.
She's a stupid bitch and everywhere bitch to all the boys and girls.
We've got Stan versus Kyle. That's our last one.
I went with Stan.
Okay, and I could see that. I actually went with Kyle, and I'll tell you why. Because Stan is probably the most normal of the kids, where I find Kyle to be a good antithesis to Cartman. Like, you got to have the Kyle to balance out the Cartman. And I think Kyle's just a a more fun character
I will give you that.
because of the constant back and forth with Cartman.
I think my love for Stan or my love for Randy Marsh affected my answer for this.
Okay.
Because Randy is one of the best characters in South
Right,
Park.
and that's something over the years that his character really
Yeah.
progressed, and we'll kind of talk about his origin in these first episodes. So it was a close one on Instagram. Kyle won 52% to 48%.
I believe it.
I'd like to think that my vote was the one that put Kyle over the edge. And then
In
on
more ways than one.
Twitter, Kyle won 60 to 40.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, the back and forth with Cartman all the time is valid.
Yeah. So, we normally go into our history a little bit when we talk about movies, TV shows, things like that from the past. So, this is going to be no different. And I think we're going to have some very similar stories because this happened in 97 and 97.
94.
And never gets old. Well, at least for us. So the listeners may be fucking sick of it.
We love it.
Yeah, August of 97, I was a year and a half into my Air Force career at this point. So I had been at McGuire Air Force Base for August, 10 months. I had been here in New Jersey at that point when it came out. And, I remember seeing the commercials on TV, right? Because I was still watching MTV, and, MTV is part of Viacom, which is a Comedy Central. They're all like one big fucking corporate umbrella.
Right.
And watching MTV, I'd see the commercials for this new show on Comedy Central that's coming out called South Park. And the promos honestly didn't do it justice, I think, because the one promo that I remember was from the first episode. And it was when Ike is in the... Are you okay over there? It's when Ike's in the fucking spaceship. And Kyle's trying to get him to jump down,
Right.
and he's like, "Do your impersonation of David Caruso's career," and he jumps down. And I mean, for anybody who is alive, like, there's probably people now who have no idea what the fuck they're talking
Yeah,
about.
none.
But even in 97, that joke was kind of old, because the whole David Caruso thing happened in like 94. 94.
94.
No, but that whole thing with David Caruso leaving like NYPD Blue, right? That was the show he was on to pursue a film career.
I don't fucking remember.
But anyway,
you know how long ago that was?
it was 27, 28 years ago. Yeah. But yeah, he left his fucking popular show to go pursue a career in movies. Didn't work out very well for him, obviously, but he bounced back. He was on one of those fucking CSI shows where he did the glasses every time.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah, he'd always have the smart ass remark and then take off the glasses or put them on. Anyway, but by 97 when this came out, that joke was already kind of like dated. So I can remember seeing that commercial on TV and thinking, that's kind of stupid.
I mean, just the animation alone.
Right, and the animation's all crappy.
animation is crappy.
So yeah, I honestly had no interest in seeing it when it first came out. It wasn't until it'd been out for, I don't know, 3-4 weeks. And when I was in the Air Force at this point, we had a shitload of people that were all my age. Like, this was an active duty aircraft maintenance squadron.
Yep.
And they had this massive influx of people all at the same time. It was me and like fucking literally 10 other guys, all my fucking age, all that just came in around this time. And they all started talking at work about this fucking South Park that was on, and everybody was talking about it. So I'm like, okay, I better tune in and see what's going on. And already Comedy Central was running it in reruns like fucking crazy because
They played it all the time.
Yeah, because the buzz was fucking out the fucking window right from the start. And yeah, I start watching, I'm like, oh my God, this is the fucking greatest thing in the world, because at the time, man, the boundaries they were pushing were fucking unheard of for TV at this time.
Yeah.
Like the language they were using and where they were going. Like, we talked recently about like Beavis and Butthead and stuff like that. That was fucking nothing compared to this.
These guys.
Fucking Simpsons, even the stuff that Fox was doing at the time with In Living Color and Married with Children, they were pushing the envelope pretty heavy with those shows.
Not even close.
But this one just like took it into a whole new fucking stratosphere. And man, with the fucking language and everything else, they really went for the fucking
They're like, okay, they were like, what's our limit? You know, what's our F limit?
Mhm.
All right, we're just gonna go just a little bit beyond that.
yeah.
Get a couple bleep outs, and then okay, that's where we're gonna live. We're gonna live just on the hairy edge of fucking something that we can't do,
Right.
and there's some stuff we're gonna sneak in that with an innuendo that we probably shouldn't have gotten away with, but did, and that was South Park.
Yeah, and when you're 20 years old and you grew up in the 90s with all of these all of these shows really pushing the boundaries, like in the early 90s, like I said, the In Living Colors and the Married with Children's and the Simpsons and South Park and Beavis and Butthead. You had that, and then of course you had all the hardcore Christian conservatives like, you can't do that on television.
Shit.
Yeah, you can't say this kind of stuff on TV. We got to ban this and ban that. And, basically the parents in the fucking death episode when, Kyle's mom gets all the parents together to go boycott Terrence and Phillip.
Right.
That's the shit that we fucking grew up with.
Yeah.
All the stuff that we liked growing up, they were like, oh, this is evil. You have to take it off the air and blah, 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 blah. There was fucking Senate hearings about Beavis and Butthead, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
So, all of that combined into this show, and it was like the best. It was the absolute best. And I was fucking hooked right from the start. Now, I have some other stories to talk about in these early days, but I want to turn it over to you to kind of get your initial.
Yeah, so the Air Force played a big part for me as well, because I was still in Biloxi when it first aired.
Right.
So I still had I think 2 or 3 months. I still had 2 or 3 months left in Biloxi when it came on the air, and we had where the dorm was, we were close to the we were close to the day room, right? And we may or may not have pirated some cable.
Nice.
Because you get a bunch of fucking electronics weenies, all staying in one fucking dorm area. We may pirate some cable. So
It's not that hard. It wasn't that hard back in the day.
it was not. And so my 13-inch Magnavox that I had, brought down there with me, sitting on top of the fucking lockers, we had, hooked up to a VCR, and we had the TV on. And honestly, I think the main reason that we had it plugged into the cable, a lot of it was to watch the Flyers that year had gone to the Stanley Cup and fucking lost. What is with you with your interference, man? I gotta put a fucking
Like a Faraday cage or
Faraday
something.
cage around you.
That's not me. It's my phone.
So, or it's the chip in your head. It's fucking
Could be.
So anyway, we pirated some cable, and when the South Park stuff started to come on, we're like, oh well, fuck, click, and so we were watching South Park like in my dorm room. There was 4 or 5 of us,
Nice.
and it was one of those where you immediately, like, when you laughed at something and you're like, oh, this is so repeatable.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because we're fucking parrots for that shit.
Oh, yeah. Especially back then.
Yeah, if something made you laugh, then like, oh fuck, I'm going to use this line in perpetuity.
Oh, yeah. Because again, think about what we grew up on, Beavis and Butthead. Everybody's walking around going,
It's cool.
Yeah. So again, you're just cranking that sort of thing up to 11 with South Park.
Oh yeah. So yeah, kitty, it's my papa.
Right.
No kid, bad kitty. It's shit like that was so easy to pick up. So it was all right. Yeah, South Park's on over and over and over again. It would be on in the background, like, oh hey, we're supposed to be studying. Like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Like, we got South Park on in the background for the fucking episode 1 for the fucking 15th time, in 4 days. And it did. It was just, we were inundated with it because it's the same thing. You have this captive audience of fucking, 18 to 22-year-olds.
Yep.
Right. I was one of the older ones, being 21 in that dorm. And, we're ripe for the potty humor. It's a bunch of dudes. Yeah, and all with in that maintenance background, it's just a natural, like, this is where this is going to develop, and it just, yeah, it was an easy sell,
Yeah.
you know, for the group that, you know, I was in. And when we came back, it was still fucking hitting and going strong.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like it wasn't just hitting with our whatever groups we were associated with nationwide.
Oh.
This thing fucking exploded like over the course of a few months. Like to the point where you get to the end of season 1 and you get the whole fucking Cartman's mom drama. Do you remember all of that? The fucking so the what they call the end of season 1. Back then they weren't really done in seasons. It was just they'd release a string of episodes and then we'd have a long dry spell and then they'd release some more episodes, long dry spell.
Yeah.
And we got to the end of the season where they basically the whole storyline was Cartman's dad. Like Cartman wanted to know,
yes,
like, who is my mom or who's my dad? And you know, the name of the show was Cartman's Mom is a Dirty Slut, parts 1 and 2.
Oh, that was at the end of season 1?
Yeah, technically the way they break it down now, but it happened like the next like I don't know, in March, and then the resolution didn't come out until like June or July, something like that. But it was, you know, the thing where they did the Cartman's mom. No, it was April. Well, yeah, March is when the first episode aired, right? And you know, the big who's Eric Cartman's father? Yeah. Is it Mr. Broflovski, the mayor? Chef?
And then who was the name of the fucking the scientist guy, the fucking genetic engineer guy?
Oh, does he have a name? He didn't have a name in the episode he was in.
But he was one of the guys.
6. Yeah. So, but yeah, they had that whole episode, right? And it was like a big thing and everybody was interested because at this point now, by, you know, early 98,
Dr. Mephisto.
Oh, Dr. Mephisto. Like by this point, this show was fucking through the roof in popularity. Everybody was watching it. So, you know, you watch this part 1, the next week was April 1st was the day that the show was supposed to air. For the conclusion, and it's like the conclusion to Eric's, you know, Cartman's father's mystery will not be solved tonight, and instead here comes Terrence and Phillip, and they do that whole Terrence and Phillip episode.
Yeah, those fuckers.
Not without my anus, and everybody was so fucking mad. Like they got death threats. People were calling fucking Comedy Central just fucking angry as fuck.
I remember this. I remember this distinctly. It is not going to be like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then there was no like indication as to when you were going to get it because it was months, I think.
Yeah. If ever.
Yeah,
if
months.
You're ever going to fucking get it.
Yeah, before they released a new episode.
Those cheeky fucking bastards.
And of course, from their perspective, now I'm like, ooh, that was good.
Yes.
But from a fan perspective at that time, this show was so hot at that point. Like, there was no way you were going to get away with that and not just get, like, so much fucking hate.
What's really, when watching this in 1997, and as funny as it was, I would have never have, if you had told me, like, hey, 25 years later, hey, they're still going to be making shows. Now, debatable on what, you know, I don't watch them religiously.
Yeah, I don't know what the quality is these days.
Yeah, you know, Sean Batty was saying, you know, it sounds like it's, from what he was kind of posting, was hit or miss, but you know, we're not watching it now, but it's still on.
Yeah,
25 years later, there's still, you know, South Park just still has the pulse of current events,
right?
And what's you know going on.
Yeah, because the beauty of that is how fast they can turn around shows. So they can literally make a show within a week and reference something that just happened in the world.
Yeah, they have their finger on the cultural pulse of what's going on in the world. And that's 25 years ago, and we're fucking watching a goddamn giant satellite dish come out of the ass of a fucking what's obviously a fucking cutout, like you would do it in fucking 5th grade art class. You know, it's like, holy shit, 25 years of this.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But it fucking works. And Matt and Trey are, it's one of those things where the brilliance of their comedy like just transcends the cartoon.
Yeah, and well, yeah, because they've done other things. Obviously, Team America, they did basketball, they've done some other stuff.
Yeah, that you know, didn't they win a Tony Award or something for fucking Book of Mormon?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about Book of Mormon.
So they've done all this stuff, and all of it's tongue in cheek, all of it's satire, and you know,
Right.
has these comedic elements, and they're still they're
Yeah.
not canceled.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
Which
fuck.
is, how do you not?
And see, that's the only reason I think that.
Sense did it.
Yeah, the only reason that they can even be on the air right now is because they've been going so long. Like, if you tried to, like, if South Park had never existed until now and they tried to debut it now, it'd never fucking happen. Not with the way things are today, which is such a.
Oh, sidebar. My fucking father-in-law, he said that he was scrolling through channels the other day and he came across fucking Blazing Saddles.
Oh, God.
And he's like watching it for, 20 minutes or so. And he's like, I don't know how this show is still on how they could show this on television.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just in this day and age. I'm like, yeah. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and this is from somebody who was born in the 40s, like, is saying this.
Yeah.
I think that's
Speaks volumes.
Speaks volumes for what's going on in our social commentary.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But just real quick on Matt and Trey and just like their sustainability and how long they've been around. The thing about South Park that I've noticed, like going back and rewatching these episodes, it's a lot of potty humor, like you said, a lot of dick and fart jokes.
mm-hmm.
But there's some really clever fucking dialogue intermixed into all of this. It's not just like crude humor 99%. Like they have some very smart jokes in a lot of these and some fucking really good one-liners.
Oh yeah.
And so it's not Terrence and Phillip, right?
Right.
Because I think of Terrence and Phillip as what adults like a generation older than us probably thought our stuff was. That's
Right.
That's probably how they looked at things like Beavis and Butthead and South Park was Terrence and Phillip. It's like, hey, Terrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
With their flapping heads and their beady eyes.
You're a racist, ma'am. You're a racist.
You are a racist. Screw you, buddy.
What do you say, Mr. American Ambassador? Fuck Canada.
Hey, fuck you too, buddy.
That's probably my favorite part of that whole movie too. Fuck Canada.
I can't wait till we do an episode on that movie.
Yeah, we need to keep most movie talk,
Yes.
out of this conversation because
Yes.
we need to do bigger, longer, and uncut by
Yes.
itself.
That'll be a 3.5 hour long episode.
Probably. So getting back to some of our personal stories. So by early 98, this show was just fucking, it was everywhere. Everybody fucking loved it. And I went on my first deployment. This was around the time when Saddam Hussein kept kicking the weapons inspectors out of Iraq, and we'd build up a big force. We'd deploy a bunch of people, kind of, flex our muscles, while Big Willie was getting another muscle flexed under his desk. But I digress. And my first deployment happened. Like at the fucking these early days of South Park. This was February of '98. I got deployed, and at this point we had already had some like pirated VHS tapes of South Park. Like everybody was fucking like recording it and shit. And I know I had like a good 4 or 5 of these original 6 episodes on a VHS that I just whenever it came on I was like, oh, I don't have this one. Record, so. And I'm on this deployment, and this is my first deployment. We're building up this fucking base in Oman because we got there and it was like nothing, dirt fields and a runway. And they're like, all right, here's all the materials for tents. Go build yourself some homes for the next few months.
Like, hooray.
Yeah, so it was like shittiest of conditions. We ate MREs for the first 3 weeks that we were there.
Awesome.
We didn't get a hot meal that wasn't an MRE for like 3 weeks.
That's perfect. Well, it keeps you from shitting. You don't have to worry about shitting for about 2 weeks.
Oh, when we first got there and we set up the shitter tent, it was just gang shitters. Like, just seats right next to each other. No fucking curtains.
Yeah.
So if you and Frank both took a shit at the same time, you're just like, so, what you been up to?
Yeah.
You're just looking at each other as you're sitting on these
Yeah,
fucking
because there's
gang
no
shitters.
phone. There's no phone to distract you.
No,
There's no fucking shampoo bottle to read.
No.
Because you're not close to anything. No, it's just you and your closest friends
Yeah.
sweating and shitting.
Mm-hmm. So eventually we got a TV tent. They got us a tent that they set up with a bunch of like rows of chairs, and they had a TV and a VCR, and they would acquire movies. They would actually buy pirated movies from the local Oman market.
Nice.
But, they were pirated from movie theaters, but they were censored versions of the movies. This is when Titanic came out. They had a pirated version of Titanic that had the whole fucking draw me like one of your French girls thing cut out.
What?
Yeah,
like
because
the
it
whole
gets-
scene.
Yeah, because she was naked and this was the Middle East. And
Wow.
they don't like naked women for some reason. And
Sacrilege.
and yeah, so we were deprived of Kate Winslet's young
Well,
uh
supple,
Figure.
supple breasts.
yes, her young figure.
Yes.
Uh
Well, I mean, if you want to, have that image, and I'm sure you could get it in the Middle East. If you're in the Middle East, you can go to our TeePublic page and you can get yourself a
Jason Rose.
Jason Rose T-shirt.
Yes.
And you could have Jason Rose drawn like one of his French girls.
Yes.
So thank you, Wally Frogmore.
So anyway, this is a long story to get to this part. I was working night shift at that point. So during the day is when I had my free time. So one morning, me and like 2 or 3 other guys are in the TV tent. Nobody else is around. And somebody had a fucking videotape of South Park. So we're like, fuck yes, throw it on. Fucking help us like forget about all this bullshit that's going on behind us and actually have some like fun and normalcy. Put it on, shows on for 10, 15 minutes at the most. I think I've told this story before. This fucking butter bar lieutenant walks in. Doesn't say a word, walks right over to the VCR and just hits stop. He's like, you can't watch this. This is offensive. And takes the fucking VHS tape and leaves. And I was already starting to get a little bit disillusioned with the whole Air Force and active duty, and especially officers. I had very, very little interaction with officers at this point. That sealed the fucking deal for me. I'm like, fuck this guy. Fuck active duty Air Force. I am never re-enlisting because of this fucking lieutenant. This
Famous
scummy,
last words.
this scummy little fucking pissant lieutenant. You can't watch this. This is offensive. The guy was probably my age or maybe a year or two older. So it's not like he was some fucking like 40-year-old dude at the time. He was our age. He was in our age bracket. He's like, you can't watch this. And again, there was only like 3 or 4 of us in the fucking tent at the time. And we were all enjoying it and laughing. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
How did he even hear it? How did he know what was going on?
I have no idea. He probably heard enlisted people having a good time and is like, oh, got to put a stop to this.
Dude, maintenance officers are the fucking worst.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm still angry about that.
You should
Almost 25 years later.
You should be.
Oh God, I would love to find that motherfucker now, and just beat the piss out of him.
He's probably figure if he's still in, he's at least made a colonel.
Probably.
Probably off the backs of some fucking enlisted people.
Yeah.
Just treating him like shit the entire time.
Though
'Cause
I mean,
unless some chief fucking beat him about the head and neck and fucking got him squared away before he did any real permanent damage.
yeah. God, I hated that guy so much. But yeah, that really did a number on my respect or lack thereof of
Yeah.
young officers in the Air Force.
That's why you need a good senior NCO to fucking correct those.
Yeah, and we
those
didn't have
young-
that.
young
It was all just a
lieutenants.
bunch of airmen there at the time. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that's why he did it, because he knew he could fucking flex like that and we couldn't do shit. Makes me so angry.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah. So anyway, that was pretty much it. And yeah, I just wanted to say this is also around the time that I met Kristen and we started dating. We started dating at the end of 97. And yeah, so she got to enjoy South Park with me. I think I kind of forced her to watch it for the first time, but yeah, she kind of was along for the ride with me.
That's funny. Yeah,
but yeah. That's all I had.
No, I'm trying to come up with a retort for Bronco Fett's.
What'd he say? Sorry, there wasn't a hotel. Oh yes, because the whole Air Force.
Air Force,
We always had
yeah.
it better. Well, hey, there was one good example of us having to rough it.
Yep.
So it happens.
Hey,
Not often, but it happens.
somebody else's poor life choices does not,
Right.
make mine.
Yeah, I would be willing to bet that nobody put a gun to your head and told you had to join the army. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, most of the time when that happens, they go to the Marines.
When they have a gun pointed at their head.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, either you're going to jail. Or,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
which apparently they're not supposed to do anymore. But
Maybe that's why our recruiting numbers are so down right now.
right? I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. That's a whole other ball of wax.
Yeah. So anything else on like history or kind of the vibe at the time?
No, I mean, like you said, it was an alternate reality for me because I was in Biloxi.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
You're so disconnected from the rest of the real
yeah,
world.
like, you know, by the time I got home, Jeff was almost 1.
Oh, that's right. You had kids already at that point.
So getting back to New Jersey and, you know, Jeff being almost 1 and then, you know, trying to, honestly, at that point, I was trying to figure out how to get a full-time job.
Yeah.
Because at the time I was a part-timer. You know, that was the only, for that next year or so, that was the only time I spent as a part-timer. And then after that, I was active duty for the rest of my career.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, trying to find a job that was going to pay the bills and, you know, with a kid and everything else, that was the hard part. So having, you know, watching a lot of TV and doing normal 23-year-old stuff it's not really the thing.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. I'm not, I don't regret any of my life choices.
Yeah.
You know, missing a few episodes of a show is certainly not, does not negate any of this, any of the way I got here. But, you know, saying that, I was in the perfect environment to appreciate the show when it came out, and it was good to fucking stick it to the censors.
Yeah.
Hey, here's some in your face shit in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact they're still doing it today.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So basically I wanted to talk about these first 6 episodes because, you know, when this debuted back in August of 97, it was August 13th was the debut. So we're just over a week past the anniversary, the official anniversary, and it came out weekly for the next 5 weeks. So you got these first 6 episodes back to back to back. And by the time the 6th one came out, the excitement was at a fever pitch at this point. But then this is also where things started to slow down because we had a month and a half before we got to the next episode, which was the Halloween episode. So I kind of clumped the holiday episodes, the 3 holiday episodes that came out like 1 month apart from each other as kind of a separate thing. I like these first 6 episodes because these were the ones that us hardcore early fans watched over and over and over again. These were the ones that when they, you know, they were smart and they capitalized on this. Like that was another thing about Comedy Central. Like they saw what they had and they, you know, they leaned into it. They're like, all right, we're going to go all in. They fucking, like we said, they aired episodes whenever the fuck they could, you know, because they did have a restriction as to what times they could air the show. But whenever they could, repeats out the fucking ass.
It was like 10 o'clock, right? It was after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 or 10.
Because
something
their
like
language.
That. Yep. And, you know, the merchandising, they went full on Spaceballs.
The merchandising.
Yeah, they went full Spaceballs and fucking pushed all the merchandising out. They pushed out fucking video games within the first year or two. Like they just went balls to the wall with the promotion and the advertising. And they came out with a VHS set. I want to say like late 97 or early 98, there was like those first 6 episodes on these 2 VHS tapes. So, and I know a lot of people had those. I remember having those and going home on leave in California, like summer of 98, taking them with me. And me and my brother we were at my mom's house and we just stayed up, camped on her fucking couch in her living room and just fucking watched South Park over and over and over again.
I'm trying to think about it. I don't think I ever owned them on VHS.
What?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, well, again, you had a kid at the time, so you probably had to buy diapers and shit.
Diapers, yeah. Diapers are definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese. Diapers, mac and cheese. Those cheap-ass chicken patties.
Yeah. My phone's way over there.
You need
Anyway.
a new phone.
I know. But, so yeah, no, they pushed these out and they put it out on VHS. So again, even after this initial rotation, you started to get some more episodes trickle out, but these first 6 were the ones that everybody saw 100 fucking times back in the day. So that's why I wanted to focus on these ones. That's kind of my roundabout way of getting to these. And the first episode, the the debut episode of South Park, Cartman gets an anal probe, I think it's the perfect fucking premiere for this kind of a show. It's all about the fucking aliens and Cartman getting a fucking anal probe. And by the end, like you said, the 80-foot satellite dish sticking out of his ass.
Right.
Great episode. And you can definitely, if you pay attention to these first 6 episodes, you watch the animation quality get better and better, because in this first episode, it's pretty bad. Like, it's about as crude as their early stuff, like the Jesus versus Santa one,
Right.
and all that.
I think the only real difference is the eyes aren't drawn on.
Right.
You know? Like the mouths are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You know, as the Christmas ones from 92 and 93.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It really is. So you just kind of, but for me, and watching it from here to, you know, the Penn State football there,
Yeah.
you know, behind your head, like that's how far that's how far from the fucking 13-inch television I was watching this.
Yeah.
So it didn't have to be that good.
Right.
You know, you're talking about a 13-inch CRT at the time. Like that's, you know, it doesn't have to be that good.
Right. And quite frankly, I think the animation style is part of the appeal of the show.
Kind of
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, they lean into it a lot too. They acknowledge it, how crude it is. And it's good. God, I can remember something happened in one episode and somebody turned sideways and it was just like paper thin.
Oh, super thin.
Yeah. Like, I can't remember what the bit was, but I can remember that in one early episode where they did something like that. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, you can definitely tell the animation was very, very crude in this first one versus even by the time we get to the end of this first 6 episodes, the drastic improvement. But again, it doesn't take away from any of the entertainment. And something that I noticed this time around rewatching, because this is the first time I've watched these episodes in years,
Yeah.
probably over a decade since I've sat down and watched these original episodes. I've watched clips of South Park here and there, but you know, like sitting down and watching an episode start to finish, it's been a long fucking time. These episodes are very fast paced. Like, they do not fucking stop at all. It's like they immediately jump into it, like this fucking Cartman gets an anal probe. It starts with them at the bus stop there, school days, and then fucking Ike jumps over. It's like, oh, Ike, stop following me to school. Go home, you little dildo.
Right.
And you know, it's just immediately they get into the bickering and the banter and the setting up of the whole plot.
Yeah. Because I mean, from a show's perspective, these guys, it's not like the first thing they've ever done with these characters, right?
Right.
And so they don't need this development period. Like, oh no, we've already had these guys interacting. We've already had this. So while it's the first time a lot of us have seen it, I know because I didn't see the early stuff. I mean, that's the beauty of the internet. I get to see the early stuff.
Yeah,
now.
I saw it a couple years later, but yeah, I didn't see it before I saw the actual show.
It wasn't until very recently that I saw the early stuff.
Oh, okay.
The real early stuff.
Yeah, I remember in like 99 time frame, people were like trading tapes and stuff that had the original sketches on it.
Yeah, I was not trading tapes of the original South
Because
Park
again,
stuff.
you probably had your second kid at that point. So.
I did.
Yeah, so you know, I was still single and carefree.
We were watching
kid free.
We were watching Thomas the Tank Engine and
Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da.
trying to figure out
Da, da,
how a show like Thomas the Tank Engine could have George Carlin as a conductor, and then for George Carlin go to Ringo Starr
Yep.
as the conductor.
Didn't Alec Baldwin do voices in that?
He might have.
For a
No,
couple
yeah, I
episodes?
think he did voices, like train voices,
Yeah.
but he wasn't a conductor.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just
Yeah,
very
fucking Carlin. Yeah, I do remember
George
that.
Carlin as in this kids show as this little conductor. It's just fucking.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah.
Oh my god, so many fucking obnoxious ass kids shows.
Oh,
so many of those fucking shows. I just was like, I would rather slit my throat than watch this again.
But the problem is the kids love it. So you're like, fuck.
Fucking
I could turn it off and they could scream, or I can keep it on.
fucking Veggie Tales. Jesus fucking awful. Anyway, this is South Park. We're not talking about that.
Kinky winky, dipsy,
La la
po. Right now, you just got me thinking about kids shows.
When did Teletubbies come out?
Apparently, it was like the 90s.
Because I remember that being on. Oh,
Yeah.
now I need to know.
We're still on episode 1 here.
Teletubbies come out. 97. March 31st, 1997.
97.
97.
Oh, we should have done a 25th anniversary of the Teletubbies.
Tinky Winky. Yeah, because the fucking baby in that picture, the baby and the son, I saw like memes. They said that this is that, you know, the feel old now.
Yeah.
Like it's the baby and the fucking the son
Yeah.
is like it was
Like some 30-year-old chick
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
feel old now. Like yes I do. Stop it with that.
So Cartman gets an anal probe. Good episode overall. We don't have to recap it like beat by beat because I think everybody knows it. Just some notes that I made. I love the part where Kyle's trying to get out of school and he's like, Mr. Garrison, I have to leave. He's like, I don't know. Did you ask Mr. Hat?
Right.
I don't want to ask Mr. Hat. I'm asking you. Oh, I think you should ask Mr. Hat. Mr. Hat, may I please be excused from class? Well, Kyle, no.
No.
You hear me? You go to hell.
You go to hell and you die.
Guess you better take your seat, Kyle.
That's that episode 1.
Yeah.
Episode 1. A line shows up that I use to this day.
Oh yeah, and there's a few in
You
these
go to
first
hell.
episodes.
You go to hell and you die.
And then of course when he's walking back, Cartman goes, "Ha ha, Mr. Hat yelled at you."
Yes. And what was rewatching it, like I'm in the same boat. I haven't watched an episode in forever. I've watched clips, you know, when we're telling a story about something, like, oh my god, we got to see that clip.
Yeah.
And you go back and look at the clip, but it's hits really quickly. Like
Yeah.
there's no like slow drag into some of this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that
what I
you
was saying
get
at the
early
beginning.
yeah, exactly.
Super fast paced.
And it's like, wow, the characters are already so developed that like you can squeeze those little things in there and just. And I never noticed it when I was watching it early on. It was
me
always
either.
just laughing in between fucking, you know, dick jokes basically.
And you know, also like the characters move on so fast from like even anything like tragic or traumatic when they're on the bus and they see the aliens grab Ike.
Right.
And they're like, oh my God. And then what am I gonna do? My little brother's been abducted by aliens. He farted. And then they just move on,
Yep.
you know? So it's or like so many times when Kenny dies in these first 6 episodes, they, you know, he's fucking dead on the side of the road. The rats are fucking eating him,
Right.
and they're like, "All right, I'm going home," or like, "Oh, well, it's like everything's all wrapped up here," and they just
Yep.
leave. And
And the body's just like,
yeah,
it's okay. He'll be back next week. Don't
yes, he will. Oh my God, they did so many funny things with Kenny and the whole killing him later on through the series too. I don't know if I never noticed this or not, but the writing on the side of the police car says South Park Police to patronize and annoy.
Yes.
I'd never noticed that before. But I was kind of like watching for little details. I love when they keep telling Cartman he's got an anal probe and he's denying it. And he's like, didn't get an anal probe and I'm not under alien control. Bzz. And he's like, I love the
like
singer, the moon and the June and the spring. And then it stops and there's like dead silence for a few seconds. And they're like,
They're just looking at him.
then like, what the hell was that? I just love that
Like,
silence as they're staring at him, and then finally, what the hell was that?
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriate reaction to
Yeah.
what the fuck.
We got the very first "screw you guys, I'm going home"
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
in this one. Got our introduction to Cartman's mom, which, you know, she wasn't nearly as fleshed out, no pun intended, as she gets later on in the series in this episode. But I did want to bring up, do you remember that the original voice actress for all of the female characters died in 99?
Nope.
Yeah, so I do remember that happening. The voice actress's name was Mary Kay Bergman. And I remember, because it was not long after the South Park movie came out, like hearing that she had died. And I'm like, oh, fuck, well, that sucks. And they replaced her with a voice actress that was passable enough. And she's been the voice actress, you know, ever since. But, you know, I always noticed a difference in the female voices. And, you know, back in 99, there wasn't much information around. And just yesterday, as I'm doing my research and getting ready, I'm like, fuck, I never heard how that voice actress actually died. I wonder if it's online. It's online. She fucking killed herself.
No shit.
She went the way of Kurt Cobain and put a fucking shotgun to her fucking forehead.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently she was like really struggling with depression, and like she was so concerned about her career that she felt like she was going to be a failure and she was going to like lose her voice and all this other stuff, and she fucking killed herself.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of a downer. So, but yeah, pretty much every female voice you hear in South Park, up to and including Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, is that original actress, that Mary Kay Bergman, who is unfortunately no longer with us.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that, because when I was listening to Wendy's voice in particular, like not so much with Cartman's mom, but Wendy's voice in particular, I noticed it seems like it's different
Yeah,
than the Wendy I've heard more recently.
yeah. So,
But that's fucking tragic.
yeah, a bit of a downer. And she was only like 28 or something like that at the time. She was pretty young.
Ah,
Yeah, just, depression's a bitch.
fuck. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, keep an eye on your friends.
Going home.
I loved at the end when the aliens come and they make contact with the cows. First of all, you got the whole thing where Bar Brady's at the farm. You see the cow corpse. And he's like, cows turn themselves inside out all the time. And the cows are looking at each other like, nuh-uh. And they're fucking running away from Bar Brady trying to get out. You got that one moment where it was like come back from a commercial and it's like train station and you see a couple of cows and the thing's panning over. You hear like the banjo and it's panning over and faster and faster and faster. And it's this massive group of cows trying to get on the train.
Getting out of town.
Yeah. You can't get on this train. Yeah, it's a people train. You can't get on because you're cows.
Yes.
And they finally they bump into the aliens as they're running from them that night. And it's like, moo. And it's the subtitles like, greetings, and we find that you are the most intelligent species on Earth. But my favorite line was one of the cows asking, well, why did you turn some of us inside out? It's like, oh, that was Carl. He's new. He's like, moo, 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 moo.
My bad.
Yeah.
And then did you notice that, like, I think I noticed it in like episode 2 or episode 3 on the bulletin board in class behind the kids, so like when you have the pan of the kids,
yeah.
There's a picture of an alien and it says it's Carl. It's signed Carl.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's there in the background.
And that's some of the subtle shit that they'll do in this show too. They'll do stuff like that, just random shit in the background.
There's like Garrison's chalkboard. Like when there's shit written in Spanish and stuff like that. I'm like, when I was watching it, I'm like, fuck, I don't have time to fucking go through and try and translate that, because I'm sure it says some fucking off the wall shit.
Oh yeah. No, I never noticed that. Fuck, now I got to go back and look for that.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
That's
all these
good.
little nuances that they're fucking hiding in there.
Yeah, and shit that they get to get away with because of the way it's animated and everything. Then of course you had the David Caruso's career moment that I made note of in this, but yeah, it was overall, this was a great debut episode. I think it was perfect. It was a great introduction to all of the characters and their personality types, and
yeah, and well, listen, we have the benefit of nostalgia,
sure,
for us, because we saw it, and it's when it first came out, and so we were the perfect audience at the perfect time to see it when it first came out, and so watching it now, I think we still get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was trying to be objective and say if we put something out like this now, would it hit? I don't think it would.
Well, the audience is different for sure.
Yeah, I just don't. The stuff that was funny, like even the cows bit with the turning inside out and X-Files references and things like that, like kids don't know what fucking X-Files
Right.
is.
That's all shit that we got.
Right.
Like we knew.
But I just like trying to get people into fucking South Park. Like, oh, watch these first ones. Like, yeah, it's a good first episode, but it was good. It was good when it came out. But I think it's probably, get some clips out of this for some of the fucking, kitty. Yeah, no, kitty, it's my papa, bad kitty.
Mom, Kitty's being a dildo.
Oh, I know where Kitty's spending tonight.
Yeah, no, you make a great point, because I think, again, like I said at the top, this was a perfect culmination of everything we had experienced in pop culture in the 90s, like leading up to this point. It was like everything that we'd experienced was all building towards this.
Right.
You know, just the counterculture and just the fucking that rebellious Gen X spirit that we all had. And I think it really just fucking culminated into South Park, and it was.
Do you know what's funny? We haven't, like, we're still on episode 1. People.
Yeah.
We'll
pick it up. Don't worry.
Cheesy Poofs.
Yeah, I want cheesy poofs.
Yeah, I want cheesy poofs. That's what every single fucking poofed cheese product is.
Oh yeah, they're cheesy poofs.
Cheesy Poofs.
Yeah.
Any one of them.
Even though that's never been a real thing that's been for sale,
Facts.
they're cheesy poofs.
Everything's Cheesy Poofs. It has been since that fucking day.
Yep.
They're all Cheesy Poofs now.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, I want some Cheesy Poofs. That's the mark of fucking genius right there.
Yeah.
And shit like that's like, oh yeah, that's what that is.
And you know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah, kitty's my bad kitty.
Moving on to Volcano, the whole premise of this one is we were introduced to Jimbo and Ned, who were mainstays.
We're skipping weight gain.
Oh fuck. So okay, so here's the thing. Wikipedia, I think, lists them in one order, but HBO Max, where we watch these, lists them in another order. On HBO Max, Volcano is episode 2.
See, I watched them on YouTube, and weight gain was episode 3.
Okay, so do you want to do Volcano or Weight Gain?
It does not matter.
Well, let's do Volcano since that's what's next to my
I
notes.
don't know.
But yeah, so we're introduced to Jimbo and Ned, who are the big hunters. They have a lot of stories.
It's coming right for us.
Yeah, exactly. Democrats piss me off.
Fire up the old cancer kazoo.
But yeah, so it's where they take the kids hunting. Great. You had a great moment in the very beginning where Cartman's the last one to get into the truck. His mom's there. She's like, packed you some cheesy poofs and Happy Tarts. And then he gets into the car. She's like, and if you have to poo-poo, don't wipe with poison ivy. And everybody's laughing at Cartman. He's like, drive the car, goddammit, drive. Oh, brilliant stuff. And then of course I fucking loved. Well, of course Jimbo had a line too, talking about drinking while you're hunting. He's like, because hunting sober is like fishing sober.
Yeah. Be careful! You're gonna spill your beer.
Yeah, and then they give the kids the guns,
Right.
And like as soon as like somebody mouths off the car, he's like, "Hey, I'll blow your freaking head off."
Yeah.
So yeah, they give these kids these fucking rifles, and they're like pointing them at each other.
Rifles and beers.
Yeah,
right?
as they're arguing, he's like, "I'll kill you. I'll fill you full of lead."
Yep. I'll pump you full of lead.
Hey, easy. You're gonna spill your beer.
It's fucking great. I love it.
Yeah, and again, so un-PC, so just like pushing the boundaries of what you can fucking do on TV, just handing all these kids these fucking guns. And then when they're killing the animals, it's coming right for us.
It's coming right for us. Yeah, that again, line I use constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly, ad nauseum, that fucking nobody will get. Like another generation, nobody will have any fucking idea why. Like, why? What?
Yeah.
Like, no, trust me, go on the internet.
Yeah.
Google this. Google 1992 space movie.
Yeah. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, do that.
To Google what space movie came out in 1992.
Yes, do that.
But then after that.
And then after you do that, Google, it's coming right for us.
Yeah. And they're mocking, modern hunters at the time because, hunters have always been kind of like certain types of hunters have been criticized for their use of weaponry,
Right.
Using like military style weapons or something for their hunting, or at least saying that's what they're for. So they're just like going all in on this where he's got like the fucking rocket launcher at the fucking deer, fire in the hole. Or when they're fucking fishing, they're dropping grenades into the fucking...
Yeah, dropping grenades. Like just, it's time to go in and drop the whole fucking bucket of grenades into the fucking water.
Well, that just about settles our permit.
Reached our limits.
Yep. Yeah, so they were just like going all in. But this was also...
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
This was our first appearance of Randy Marsh.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Yes, the whole Ned thing. But yeah, this is when we were first introduced to Randy, and at the time we didn't know he was Stan's dad. He was just the geologist in the fucking room,
Right.
when you see the mountain shaking, which the animation was fucking great too, and you would see the mountain, and then he's in there and like he'd like pick up the phone. Yeah, hello. Yeah, the little needle's moving back and forth really fast. What does that mean? hold on, let me look. Yeah, there's smoke coming out of the mountain. Oh, okay. Oh my god, a volcano! Dun dun dun.
The geologist. This is Randy Marsh, geologist.
Yeah. The little needle's moving back and forth really fast. What does that mean?
This is the Homer Simpson character.
Yeah.
You know, instead of working in a nuclear reactor, he's a fucking geologist.
Right, yeah. Send in the geometrist. Geologist.
Geologist.
You are fired. Thank you, Mayor. It's been great working for you. What else do I have for this episode? Obviously, this was the Scuzzlebutt episode.
Right.
Where they're telling the campfire stories, and Cartman talks about Scuzzlebutt,
Right.
who has instead of a hand, he has a hook, a knife. No, a piece of celery.
Right.
And then Patrick Duffy for a leg.
Patrick Duffy leg.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite part of this episode though was the
Hi, I'm Patrick Duffy.
the training video,
Oh yeah.
the 1940s lava training video.
Here's a drop, duck, and cover.
Duck and cover.
Right.
That's right.
So, but here's another kind of generational throwback, because our generation is the last generation to have had legitimate nuclear fallout drills.
Got to get under your desk.
Yeah. So it was the duck and cover drills that you would do in school, where that, or if you're building the school that you're in was actual nuclear fallout shelter, and like you'd have an evacuation plan and do all that stuff. But you'd watch these fucking 16 millimeter fucking videos of doing the duck and cover bit. And it was the same shit. It was the same type of narration.
Yeah.
Here's you see Susie and Bill. They're next to the road. Now watch, they're duck and cover. It's like it's the same. That's what it's making fun of, because 25 years ago it was still fresh in our minds. Like,
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
there was a Cold War. The threat of nuclear fucking holocaust was every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Right. It was a real thing, and they fucking played these videos or these films. Yeah, to say like some ridiculous. This is the ridiculous way you're going to protect yourself from a fucking nuclear attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the same shit. They're just doing it with this fucking.
Yeah, with the lava, and they're duck and cover, and the
Right.
lava just goes over them.
Yep. Just
And then, of course, you get a great payoff to that joke, like right after that, when the volcano explodes. They're like, "Oh no, quick, duck and cover!" And it just melts them. You see their skeletons.
Yep. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But that again, I think it may be lost on a newer audience.
Yeah.
That's not our generation.
Yeah, who weren't there for those nuclear drills and all that. And then, of course, the show ends with Scuzzlebutt weaving the wicker basket, saving them. And then as they're like, "Oh, yay, hooray, Scuzzlebutt," Stan's like, bam, shoots him right in the head. Because the whole episode, Stan was trying to impress Jimbo.
Right.
Because he wouldn't kill anything. He wouldn't kill the deer, wouldn't kill the bunny. And then, at the end, he kills Scuzzlebutt. And they're all like, "No."
He's coming right for us.
Yeah. And he's like, "See, there's some things you kill and some things you don't. Like, I don't understand hunting at all." And
Sean Batty had apparently in a more recent episode. Sean Batty must be watching South Park more religiously in the modern era. Apparently, he watched footage of himself from the volcano episode. What the fuck happened to him over the years?
really, oh my God, I got to see that episode.
Yeah.
Sean, if you could tell us like what season and what episode that was, I'll go back and watch that. That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
You
And
could just do that.
no kid today who's going to know who Patrick Duffy is
Right.
and
yeah.
why he's relevant. Or,
Haven't you seen Step by Step?
Or Scott Baio, as mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, Scott Baio gave me pink eye. Or when we saw the crop circles and it like turns around and you see it's Cartman. He's like,
Right.
"Hey, that sort of looks like Tom Selleck."
Right. Well, but at least Tom Selleck's like doing stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Like he's in shows now.
Is
right?
he?
Yeah, I think he's in some fucking cop show where he's like, I'm the chief cop, and
What is he, like 80 now?
I don't know.
He's gotta be.
Still like he fucking. Hey, look, we just need you to stand here or be behind this desk and have a mustache.
Yeah.
And action. And cut. All right, perfect. We're gonna put some lines over your face, and we're good to go.
Yeah. And Lunar Girl said in the chat she doesn't even think people know who Kathy Lee Gifford is. That's a great segue into the
Oh,
next episode.
Indeed, it is.
The Weight Gain 4000 episode, where Cartman.
Beefcake.
Yeah.
Beefcake.
Cartman wins the essay contest,
Right.
and Kathy Lee Gifford is coming to South Park. Now, the funny thing about this is, like, we all know who Kathy Lee Gifford is, right?
We
Sa-
do, correct.
Yeah, South Park in this episode, like, treats it like it's like the queen or the president coming to South Park, right? Oh my God, Kathy Lee Gifford. She wasn't that fucking big at the time, right? People knew who she was, but, she was like half of the Regis and Kathy Lee show.
Well, so
And-
you say that, but in like middle American housewives, like that were watching that show, like that probably would have been like the biggest thing ever.
I guess.
Like,
Like, I can remember.
It doesn't move the meter for us at all,
Right.
Like unless you're like chef. I'm gonna make love to you, woman.
No, it was, oh, Kathy Lee.
Oh, yeah,
How I'd love to lay you down and lick every inch of your body with my tongue. Kathy Lee, you're my sexual fantasy.
oh, it's all right.
Oh yeah. So anyway, Cartman wins an essay contest. Kathy Lee's coming to town, and already this episode starts off with a couple of lines that I still use all the time. Where first of all they're asking Cartman, "Well, what did you write about?" He's like, this and that. I use that all the time when somebody asks me something and I don't want to give a simple straight answer.
Yeah.
It's like, this and that.
Isn't that?
And also when they're talking to the mayor about her coming in, and they're like, and then you can have the school chef play a song and really play up the ethnic diversity of the town. And she's like, that's right, he's a black guy, isn't he? He's like,
Yes.
black is the night itself, mayor.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just funny.
And of course, the backstory to all of this is she knew Mr. Garrison as kids.
Right.
She won a talent show, also with a hand puppet. Well, two hand puppets.
Two hand puppets.
And so
she
now
threw her voice to two hand puppets.
at once. The bitch must die. And of course, Cartman thinks he needs to gain weight to bulk up to get on TV. So you got the Cartman on the weight gain 4000.
Right.
Beef
Are you a 90-pound loser?
Hey, I only weigh 90 pounds.
Beefcake. Beefcake.
Yep. And then
So I'm feeling that nicely.
filling out nicely. You're fatter than ever. Oh, of course, this is where Cartman also has the I'm gonna be on television. I'm gonna be on television. I'm gonna be on television. I'm gonna be.
I don't have that one. I don't have that
Oh,
one in my repertoire. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the whole thing with Mr. Garrison. First, he tries to upstage Kathy Lee by directing the school play. I fucking love the school play part.
Yes.
Where there's like, oh, the South Park was inhabited by the indigenous Ute Indians, and they lived peacefully on the land. Then from the east came the great white pioneer. And then you see all the other kids like, ah! And they fucking charge the stage, and they're fucking them all up. Take that, you stupid Indians.
Kids flying, laying there bleeding, and Bebe is like fucking like scooting over as she's
Yes, the
giving the
corpse is-
narration.
yeah.
Oh god, it's so fucking good.
And negotiated for their fertile land.
It's the best. How is it still doing it?
I don't know. Is it my iPad? All right, it's all gone.
How would it be your iPad?
It's got the cell signal on it.
A GSM signal on that iPad?
It's a 4G. I don't know. Is it you?
It's not a phone.
I don't know. Whatever.
I think we're just being overly sensitive to it.
Maybe. People at home are like, what the fuck
What
are they talking about?
What are they hearing? We can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you, Melissa.
Anyway.
What was I fucking saying?
We were talking about the Indians and the school play.
Oh, fuck! fuck, I forgot where I was going with that.
Baby stepped aside the corpse, and
Oh, and Garrison says to her, like, well, that's how it really happened.
yeah. And then she's like, "Do you think Kathy Lee would really like this?"
Screw Kathy Lee Gifford.
And yeah, everybody in the town stops. Like it's the worst thing he could have said. Again, like royalty was coming through or something.
Well, she does show up in the Pope Mobile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I guess I'm not the only person in America who's thought about killing Kathy Lee Gifford.
Do you think this kids today understand what the Pope Mobile is?
No, not at all. With the riding in the bubble, you
Yeah.
know, to avoid being shot,
Right.
Kennedy style. Which again, the Kennedy references were fucking brilliant in this
Yeah,
one.
the book depository.
I think the book depository would be a good bet.
Book depository. Book depository. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, Officer Barbrady, classic. And then of course, yeah, I love the part at the end where Wendy's about to talk him down. It's like, okay. Man, did she really throw her voice with two dummies at once?
Bitch was that.
And I think this had the best Kenny death of all of them too. This is where he gets shot, flies up, and then his head gets impaled on the fucking flagpole, and
Yeah, you can almost it'd be like impaling a melon and just like sliding down.
yeah, I think that was the best Kenny death in all of these.
Now I need to know when the Pope was shot.
Oh God, that was probably like late '80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mid to late '80s.
It was right around the same time Reagan got shot, right?
Oh,
81.
fuck. God damn, was that early? That was the Pope, not Reagan?
That was the Pope, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause Reagan got shot in like 84.
84.
Something like that. But again, shit that would be lost on people nowadays, like kids today. In fact, when you were talking about that before, a little anecdote that I had to throw in there. As Kristen and I are watching it, we're watching it in our bedroom. But our kids like constantly are going throughout our fucking room and in our house and everything because for some reason Kristen has the bright idea to keep all of their fucking clothes in our closet. So anytime one of our kids needs fucking clothes, they have to go through our room. So I've always got fucking kids in my room. But we're watching it on the TV in our room, and South Park's on, and my kids are watching, and they'll like glance over and just be like, and just keep walking. Like, again, when we were that age back then, if we'd walk by a TV that was playing this, it'd have been like, ooh, stop and watch for a while. But my kids just like, meh.
Hinckley shot Reagan March 30th, 81.
What?
Yeah.
That was 81?
Yep. And then John Paul II got shot in May of 81.
Wow.
So it was the same year. I was pretty sure it was the same year, but
Okay.
I had to confirm it.
For some reason, I was thinking the Reagan one wasn't until a little bit later.
Then I closed that window and opened the Teletubbies as it first came on March 31st, 1997.
We've been all over the map this episode. That is for sure.
Whoever is tracking what tabs I have open,
Yeah.
have fun.
Or-
have fun with that.
Or all of the sidebars. This is one of our deeper sidebar episodes, I think. Moving on, episode 4, Big Gay Al's Big Gay Boat Ride.
Right.
Funny episode. Yeah, with a message, right? It's okay to be gay. But it's also okay to make a lot of funny gay jokes along the way.
Yes.
Which again, I don't know if this would hold up today because even though it's got a positive message at the end of the day, they really play into the gay stereotypes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it plays the gay stereotype like a goddamn fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's...
Like, yeah, Big Gay Al is the most stereotypical character.
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, exactly. But Jesus. And then, of course, there's a football element to this, too, which it's Jimbo betting on
the game.
the game because, you know, the spread is 70 points, right?
Right.
For them to lose to their rivals, the Midland Park Cows or whatever.
Cows, yeah.
And Jimbo's like, well, fuck, with Stan at quarterback, we can beat that spread. And then this goes into this whole other side story where they're like, everybody bets based on what Jimbo's doing. And then they're like, fuck, this might screw us in the end. So they set a trap or they have a contingency plan, basically, to set off a bomb right during the halftime show. The halftime show being John Stamos, his brother.
Loving you.
Yes, which
As easy as you're beautiful.
do, 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 do. Ah! 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 the hell? He didn't sing the high F. Yeah, Richard Stamos can't sing a high F. He always screws it up. And then, of course, Kristen's favorite line in all of South Park is what Garrison says next. It's obvious where all the talent in that family went.
Yes. It's a great line.
Yeah.
I love how they animate Stamos too. It's like, oh, this is obviously like not part of this fucking
Yeah,
this
very,
universe.
very different type of face. And,
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Do 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 do. Ah!
Ah! So here's another funny story. So that time that I told you I took the VHS tapes to California with me, I was going to California. I had that night.
Going down Santa Barbara,
Had myself a time. And we were marathoning these episodes of South Park on these VHS tapes that I brought with me. It was me, my brother, and two of my friends because we were all going to the Six Flags the next day.
Okay.
The whole next day at Six Flags, all we were doing was going doo 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 doo. Ah! 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 We'd be on the fucking roller coaster, like going up the fucking mountain, going doo 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 doo. Ah! Ah! So, yeah, it was fucking incredible. Lunar Girl posted in the chat that apparently this episode won a lot of LGTU plus minus divided by sign awards for acceptance, which is cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was also mentioned that George Clooney did voice Sparky the dog. Apparently, the story goes Clooney was a big fan of their early sketches, like the Jesus versus Santa one. I guess they got passed around Hollywood a lot, so he kind of pushed to get into that episode, and he was the voice of the dog going ruff, basically. So that was Clooney, but he also made an appearance in Bigger, Longer, and Uncut
Right.
later on. So yeah, he was always a South Park fan.
Who could? And yeah, I would exploit that to its highest value.
Oh yeah. There was a fucking line where I think Jimbo and Ned were talking. This was as they were setting up the bomb, right? And they're like, yeah, and then he's gonna hit the high F, and the cow's gonna explode, and it's gonna take out the whole team. He's like, God damn, I love football. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Great line. And of course, the big gay boat ride was basically a combination of Jungle Cruise and It's a Small World from
Right.
Disneyland. It was
Yes.
fucking great. And then the fucking announcer during the football game. I haven't seen a beating like this since Rodney King.
Like, hey.
I haven't seen this many kids molested since.
Yeah, it was.
I haven't seen a Jew run like that since Poland, 1938.
My God.
You can't say stuff like that. Great episode though.
Yeah, it was
One of my favorites
Oh,
of this
that was
this
a
first
good
six. Next we have An Elephant Makes Love to a Pig.
Yep.
The episode where, you know, Kyle has a pet pig, Cartman has a pet, or no, Cartman has the pig, Kyle has the elephant, and they're
pig named Fluffy.
yeah. You keep your hands off Fluffy. And yeah, it was the whole thing with the genetics, and they're talking about trying to splice the elephant with the pig.
Right.
They go to the genetic engineering lab, or what was it called? The genetic engineering.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Fuck. We just watched it.
Yeah,
before we started the show.
Yeah, we had because we had the Marlon Brando Island of Dr. Moreau guy running
Yeah.
the thing. I love. First of all, they used the word retard twice in this episode. I'm like, ooh, they never would get away with that today. Like first when the bus pulls up and they're like, oh, this is the new retarded kid talking about the elephant.
Right.
They're like, oh, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to ride on the special ed bus.
Yeah.
And then that flips to the special ed bus. I'm like, ooh, man, that would not play good today.
Oh.
And then later on, like Kyle calls Cartman a retard. He's like, "Oh, you fucking retard," or something like that. But I fucking love when they're going through the genetics lab, and he's showing all of the experiments, and he's like, "I've created things here far superior to man. For instance, over here is a monkey with 4 asses, and it's the monkey with 4 asses just going." I fucking love the 4 and the 5-assed monkey, and he's just like, so it's like, what am I gonna do with these 4 asses on my back? It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, you've already talked about how much you love all the asses on the monkey.
Mhm.
We can move on.
All right.
Dr. Mephisto. I can't. What the fuck was the name of the goddamn?
There was a line in this that I used to use all the time when Pip comes up to them in the lunchroom. He's like, "Hello, gentlemen. Any of you blokes know what's for lunch today? Lunchy munchies?
Lunchy munchies? And
used
I've
to-
heard that clip like it. You know, you'll hear it on radio shows and shit like that, and I
Yeah.
don't think people will understand where it comes from.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a fucking South Park clip.
Yeah, I for years I did that whenever I talk about lunch. Lunchy munchies?
Yeah.
Mm?
What kind of name is Pip anyway?
Yeah. Well, my father's name was Pip and my Christian name Philip. God damn it, will you shut the hell up? Nobody gives a rat's ass.
So the name of it was the South Park Genetic Engineering Ranch.
Genetic Engineering Ranch, yes. Because, yeah, Mr. Garrison had recommended they go to the Genetic Engineering Ranch outside of town.
Because that's the science fair.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to be the two straight A students are going to have a cloning
War.
war.
Yeah, and then, of course, this is also the episode where Stan's sister, Shelly, is introduced, and she's constantly beating up Stan. Schiff had some great moments in this episode as he's trying to convince the boys that you got to have the elephant and the pig fuck, and you got to set the mood, and he comes out and sings,
Yep.
Tonight is the right for love.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elton John.
Ooh, tonight, oh, with the right. Tonight is right for love. Love gravy. Thank you, Elton.
Thank you, Elton.
But yeah, good moments in this episode, and then of course at the end, the pig looks like Mr. Garrison. So yeah. Then we move.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I know. Then we move to the last episode titled "Death," and this is the one that's centered around Stan's grandpa, who wants to die. It starts off as at his birthday. They've got this cake. It's got like literally like 150 candles on it, and they're singing "Happy Birthday," and they put it in front of him. All right, Grandpa, blow out the candles, and he's like. Make a wish. I wish I were dead. And also, this was our introduction to Terrence and Phillip. We see them watching Terrence and Phillip on TV. And this is also where we're introduced to Kyle's mom, who gets the bug up her ass. And again, is the epitome of all of these parents, the Parents Television Council and all those groups that were going on at this point in time. Like protesting the network and trying to get these potty humor shows taken off the air. And this is all like a precursor to what happens in Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Right.
That's just basically the movie version of this side story in this episode. But there's a few things of note in this. One, when Kyle's watching Terrence and Phillip after... or Cartman's watching Terrence and Phillip after Kyle's mom goes on a rampage. Cartman's mom comes in and she's like, Eric, your friend Kyle's mom said that you shouldn't be watching this. It has naughty language. Cartman goes, in the original broadcast was Cartman going, that's a bunch of crap. Kyle's mom is a beep Jew. And, you know, at the time I'm like, oh man, what did he say? Like she's a fucking Jew or something like that. Turns out he said she's a dirty Jew. And they actually didn't bleep it out in the HBO Max version. So like Kyle's mom is a dirty Jew, and they felt the need back in the original broadcast to beep out dirty, which I found interesting. But you know, they do a lot of mocking of the Jewish folks.
You can't use that word.
Yeah.
Jew?
Yeah, right. So I found that interesting because
I found a montage on when I was getting, because I watched all these episodes on YouTube because I didn't realize it was on HBO Max.
Mhm.
So I was digging around on YouTube to find episodes. And there was a montage of Cartman saying Jew
oh Jesus,
for like 2 minutes.
oh man.
So it was like all the times he said the word Jew.
Mhm.
And it was like fucking super uncomfortable. It was just like, oh my God. I think I was sitting on a shitter at work or something.
Yeah.
It was like a place where it was like, man, that's too many.
Yeah.
It's too many times.
Yeah, like they laid in pretty deep during a majority of this series, and of course, I feel it all culminated in the Mel Gibson episode when they did The Passion. Did you ever see that one?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, Yeah, it was fucking
Have you
wild.
ever seen that movie?
Yeah. Or as I like to call it, the ass beating of the Christ.
Jesus. So, just
So unnecessary.
awful.
Yeah.
Just so awful.
So anyway, pivoting back to South Park. There's a great fucking moment too where they're outside the network. They're like hurling themselves at the fucking network. They're protesting. They're doing all this. They're chaining themselves to the wall. Then finally the president comes out. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have prepared a statement for you on behalf of the network." Boop, you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If there are any questions, you may direct them to that brick wall over there. I use that all the time too. Like anytime I just like don't want to deal with anything, like back in my old squadron, I'd be like, all right, well, this is the way things are going. If you have any questions, you can direct them to that brick wall over there. I fucking love that part.
I may have to use that. I got to figure out how to yeah, that might be something to print out and just use passive aggressively and have on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just so like if somebody comes in and like looks at it over my shoulder, just like,
Yeah. I prepared a statement for you on behalf of the network. Fuck
you.
you.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, that's fucking great. And then yeah, they reference She's the Sheriff, which I vaguely remember. Like, you know, I can kind of remember Suzanne Summers doing that show. But
Oh my God, I can't at all.
yeah, I don't think it was very long lived. It was after she left Three's Company and she was trying to like break off on her own, and it was one of the many things
Started
she
to put on
tried and
weight.
failed. Yeah. But yeah, that was that episode. And then of course it ended with this whole chase with Death, like chasing the kids around town, and the old man's the one wanting to die, and then you see a vision of his grandfather. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The stronger
And-
yeah, the stronger point of this episode was the protesting of the Cartoon
Right.
Central.
Right. And to be honest, it has so much more merit because we know Bigger, Longer, Uncut is just the
Yeah.
fact the springboard it became for Bigger, Longer, Uncut
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, this laid the groundwork for that
Yes.
whole movie experience, which was brilliant. And that's it for these 6 episodes. Any final thoughts on these before we move on?
No.
These first 6?
No.
Yeah, I think they were great. I think they were perfect for the time.
It was
like we
great.
said.
It was a great nostalgia to watch these episodes, but like I said, it's not something that like, hey, some 20-year-old kid right now,
yeah, it's not gonna get it.
sitting there watching it, you're probably not gonna get
Yeah,
a lot of it. And it's so the introduction to South Park, I think the part that if you're going to introduce somebody in that age bracket to South Park, you got to pop in Bigger, Longer, Uncut because Saddam Hussein references dated.
yeah. There's still some outdated references in there, but it's fucking hilarious.
But it's like all of the way the jokes are structured, and because it's all tied into the same movie,
Right.
it stands on its own.
And also, they're like, okay, we've pushed the boundaries of television. Now let's push the boundaries of movies and what we can
Fuck.
say and get away with
You
in
can't
movies.
say fuck at school. Kyle. Fuck.
Stanley. Brr, Kenny. But we'll save that. We'll put a pin in that.
We'll save that. Although there is a request, I think, from the Peanut Gallery.
All right,
that
well-
we're gonna have to do.
Okay. Just to kind of put a end on this. Like I said, by the time the last of these first 6 episodes had aired, South Park fever was fucking running rampant throughout the country. And then we had a gap. We had a month and a half gap between the 6th episode and the next one, which was when we started getting into the holiday episodes. Because the next one was the Pink Eye episode. It was the Halloween one where Cartman initially dressed as fucking Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was a very, very naughty man. And then she put him in the ghost costume after that.
Right.
Boo, I'm a ghost. And then everybody got pink-eyed. Well, but they all turned into zombies. It was basically like a zombie movie.
Right.
Chef did the fucking Michael Jackson thing. So that was fucking huge. And then you had the Starvin' Marvin a month later for Thanksgiving. Starvin' Marvin.
That's my pet.
And then you had
Marvin.
for Christmas you had the Mr. Hanky episode, the introduction of Mr. Hanky. And yeah.
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
Oh my God, that fucking album, the Mr. Hanky album, I have that. I still listen to that every Christmas. There's some good shit on there.
I'd have to re-listen to that.
Oh, we'll put a pin in that and talk about it this Christmas if I remember. But yeah, like those came out. Then we had the end of season 1, the Cartman's mom is a dirty slut part that we talked about.
Right.
Who is Eric Cartman's father? And then we obviously in the summer of 99,
94.
we got Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, which fuck, that's an episode in itself. And then of course they started doing other things like Team America. We got Team America, we got basketball, but I mean Team America, that's a whole other conversation in and of itself as well.
Fuck. So good. Oh my God, it's so fucking funny.
Do you know the signal? So yeah, that's South Park. That's what we were introduced to, and I'm sure we will do other now the Canadian government has apologized for Bryan Adams on several occasions. This is not the first troublesome thing to come out of Canada. Let's not forget Bryan Adams.
now. Yeah, I can't wait to do that movie.
Yeah.
God, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Tear to my eye just thinking about it.
Yep. So before we get into all of our closings out and everything, next week we're finally doing the music of
94.
94. And it's going to be unique, I think. I've got a wide range of
94.
94.
There we go. Got disco it up, baby.
yeah, but I've got a wide range of musical interests in 1994.
So have we announced what we're doing as far as the guessing? Like, have we talked about that?
no.
We should talk about that.
Okay, so what I'm planning on doing, like you're talking about me putting out the track
Yeah.
list and everything. Yeah, what I'm planning on
going
doing
to do the same.
is I'm going to make a post in our private Facebook group and probably Discord, because I know some people don't do Facebook. And I'm going to, in addition to have Lunar Girl add these songs to the playlist, I'm just going to put out a long list of songs. Contained within this list of songs is going to be my entire top 5.
Right.
Because I know in the past people have tried to guess like what like our top 5 would be. Well, I'm going to start giving you a little bit of help because again, I have a very wide range of musical interests in 94. So it's going to probably be like 20 songs. Contained within those 20 are going to be my top 5. Also contained within the 20 are going to be like my least favorite songs of the year. And it will be up to you, the listeners, to try to figure out which were the good ones and which were the bad ones.
And I'm going to generate the same list. That way we can both participate.
Yeah. And then you have a better platform to go off of to guess like our number ones and everything. So
Yeah.
you know it'll be like one of these 25 songs or whatever.
Right. Exactly.
So
So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be an extra little element for people that are following us on the Facebooks or the Discords or
Yeah.
or whatever, or however Luna Girl feels it would be best to get that to the masses.
yeah, I suppose we could also probably do Instagram posts and
Yeah.
stuff
I
like
don't
that.
know. We'll let our social media person handle all that.
Alrighty. So what do we got now? What do we do now?
Well, I think we need to get Miss Lopez out of her trailer.
Oh, Miss Lopez. Miss Lopez, apparently we have a request for you. So, oh, hey, there she is. I heard you had a great weekend.
I'm so tired.
I believe it.
There's so much fucking. Did you see the prenup?
Yes, I did see the prenup, and that's hilarious.
It's a lot of fucking. I don't think Fat Affleck has it in him.
Right, because that was your
Right.
condition in the prenup.
Right.
That's funny.
Yep. All the time.
All right.
Just nonstop.
Is that why you broke up the first time?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't giving it up enough?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I have pills. I just put it right in his food. Just here you go. There's to make your dick hard there, Fat Batman.
Okay. I didn't
Yes.
realize it was an issue of him getting it up.
Well, you know.
All right. So, well, first of all, Miss Lopez, I think we had a listener request wanting you to sing us a song.
Oh, yes, that's right. So we know that that the Jennifer Lopez in her current iteration, maybe not necessarily with her googly eyes, but, you know, with her amazing, this look. There we go. Yeah, this is from South Park, something or other. Yeah, is that
Yeah.
there was something in South Park
Yes.
resembling this
Yes.
that started all this nonsense?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Well, what would we do if otherwise we didn't have South Park to thank for this?
Yeah, we wouldn't have this.
We wouldn't have this amazingness.
I know. So I guess we failed to mention that at the top of the show.
Well,
so.
it wasn't from season 1.
No, it was way later on,
much,
but
much
still,
later.
we do owe this to South Park.
Right.
Your presence here, Miss Lopez.
Right. So, somebody, I believe it was the
I think it was Bronco Fett.
oh, Bronco. What's Spanish for Bronco?
I will find that out.
That would be funny. It would have been funnier if I had known the word and then said it.
Potro Saril.
Okay, Bronco Fett requested the Kyle's Mom is a Bitch song. So, in the spirit of karaoke, we're going to sing it. But there's no... Bronco Fett, I think, put something in the chat for... that's probably Portuguese. Cavallo? Cavallo Fett?
But you're Puerto Rican, right?
I'm New York Rican.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a real thing.
Okay.
Don't you forget it there, buddy.
All right.
Oh, Fat Batman, come over if he could actually get out of bed. Because I'm basically poisoning him to death with fucking Viagra.
All right. Can we get on with the
Okay, here we
request?
go. Here we go. So we're gonna sing you a song. Ready? Somebody hum me a tune. Go ahead, Jason. Well, okay.
You're not singing.
No, you're
You're terrible. You're terrible. You're terrible.
You
at
said
this.
to hum something. I hum the fucking thing of the song.
So you need to say something like, all right.
Nobody wrote me a script, okay?
Well, you can Google Cosmom's a bitch.
You want me to Google the lyrics to the song?
Oh, fuck it. Oh! Don't do it, Cartman. Well, I'm warning you. Well, okay. I'm getting pretty sick of him calling my mom a bitch. Well, Cosmo bitch is a big fat bitch, is the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a super bitch. If you're a bitch, she's a bitch to all the boys and girls. Shut your fucking mouth, Cartman. On Monday, she's a bitch, and Tuesday, she's a bitch, and Wednesday, through Saturday, she's a bitch. Then on Sunday, just a bit different, she's a super king tongue cake of a bitch. Have you ever met my Cosmo? She's the biggest bitch in the whole world. She's a bitch, she's a stupid fair. She's stupid hair. She's a bitch. She's a dirty bitch. Cosmo's a bitch, and she's such a dirty bitch. Talk to kids around the world, it might go a little something like this. I'm not gonna do all that. Have you ever met my friend Cosmo? She's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's stupid hair. She's a bitch. She's a stupid bitch. Cosmo's a bitch. She's just a dirty bitch. I really mean it, Cosmom. There's a big fat stupid bitch. I really mean it, Cosmom. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
There you go, Bronco Fett. That was all for
Good
you.
job.
That's all for you. Okay, so now I'm vocally warmed up after such an amazing song, with no help from you.
I helped you a lot.
No, doing what? What exactly did you help me
I
with?
did the backup vocals.
You know how hard it is to make that sound when you have no lips or tongue?
Well, you did a good job, so.
All right. Let's talk Red 5 News.
Yes, let's do that.
All right. The 2022 Parsec Fan Awards are now openly accepting nominations. They're looking for your favorites in science fiction fantasy adventures that have been released from August 1st, 2021 through July 1st, 2022. Check out our socials and find a new video Lunar Girl posted today for categories and where your choices are. Oh no, where to email your choices to. The Parsec Fan Awards will be creating voting ballots. I'm turning my head like I'm reading off
And not moving your lips either. That's weird.
It's so hard, Jason. It's so hard to do this. You know what? There's so many moving pieces. I'm gonna look at the screen. It's a teleprompter over there. Although they don't know there's not a teleprompter there.
Yeah, you
So
just
if I-
pulled back the curtain a little bit.
Shit. The Parsec Fan Awards will be creating voting ballots based on your nominations in the coming weeks. So look for that. Later on tonight at 2000, 8 p.m. Eastern, after the midnight, or after the weekend, is reviewing the 1996
96.
94.
classic Twister.
Ooh. I love that movie.
Cows. We've got cows. At 2200, 10 p.m. Eastern, WSTR Media will be discussing the Star Wars contributions of John Mollo.
Who's that?
I don't know, but if you turn in at 2200 to WSTR Media, you will find out. Hop in their live chats and support our Red 5 family. I think I do the J-Lo. You know what? Never mind. The Red...
Sorry.
The Red 5 Network has 39 podcasts in the gaming branch.
I'm 37?
Plus 2. I would still need to figure out what 37 is in Spanish.
Oh, I can get that for you right now.
And I probably won't say it anyway, but browse through bio.link/red5. That's bio,
37.
that's bio.link/red5 and bio.link/red5gaming, Red 5 Gaming. Check out the daily promos or shoot Lunar Girl a DM on any of our socials. She can suggest something you'll absolutely love, and that is perfect for you. If I slow down, then I can move my face and sync with that. But when I talk fast, there's no way. There's no fucking way I can do it.
That's fine.
You
You still look normal.
oh my god. Scroll up and oh my god. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Or the woman with the yarn for hair. All right. Cantina Family Happenings! The Used and Abused podcast will tentatively be having a monsoon chill stream tomorrow at 1700, 5 p.m. Eastern. If the weather is bad, it may get canceled. Join Scott and Kim in their live chat, YouTube, and enjoy.
They've been having-
Still the monsoons? Jesus, where are you in
Like,
Vietnam?
I still have Phoenix in my WeatherBug app. Every fucking day I'm getting, like, lightning alerts for fucking Phoenix. Like, for 2 weeks now.
Welcome to the South Pacific. Jeez.
Like, I didn't think they got any rain or storms in fucking Arizona.
I get that the ground can possibly absorb that much water. There must be flash floods all over the place.
Yeah.
Global warming.
Yeah.
Anyway. ATSW the Escape Pod is on summer sabbatical. Oh, those fuckers.
Yeah. They have one internet outage and all of a sudden, like, we can't do any more shows this month.
It's probably brilliant. We probably didn't. Oh, no, we had our summer sabbatical.
Yeah. No, it's good to take a break. Oh my god.
If you miss them, you can always take off your pants. Ooh. And watch past episodes of Don Della Snooch, Brady Big Lovin', and Dragon Buddy on YouTube or listen to them on your favorite podcasting app. The next star, Don Della Snooch and Lunar Girl released episode 6, The Monster, on Stranger Things Has Happened this past Saturday. See, Don Della Snooch isn't on a fucking sabbatical. Apparently it's just Big Lovin'.
Oh, okay.
So here's the Limfac.
That's what it sounds
Do
like.
you think those guys know what Limfac means?
I think Don and Brady do, and probably Dragon Buddy.
Do you know what Limfac is? If I say something like that, do you know what that means?
Brady definitely does.
I'm trying to be more sensitive to
The non-military types?
the nonners.
Yeah.
That's what they call them, right? The nonners.
I'm
I
not
mean-
sure, but we can.
They're definitely nonners.
Okay.
I mean, they weren't aviators or maintenance.
Right.
So they're definitely nonners.
Okay.
I'm J-Lo. Subscriber join our live chat at 1800 or 6 p.m. Eastern this Saturday as they review Season 1, Episode 7. Layman's Terms did not release a new episode this week, but be sure to subscribe, ding that bell, select all, and receive notification for all your source of ignorance and drunken banter. The Orange and Fed Show released episode 45. Wow, they're up to 45 already.
Damn. That seemed fast.
That's what she said.
Aha!
Aha! Get yourself some pills there, Fat Affleck. Episode 45, The Orville, last week. That's that Seth fucking guy. MacFarlane joint.
Yeah, kind of like a Star Trek parody kind of thing.
Yeah.
Looked interesting, but it was on like network TV. So I'm like, he should have done that on like a streaming service where he could like curse and do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not interested.
me either.
I hear good things, but I don't have time.
Yeah, same.
I just don't have time. I gotta fuck Ben Affleck. Like, I gotta do it like 4 times a day.
You know, you've mentioned that several times.
Yeah.
I think we get the picture.
Well, it's important.
To you?
Everyone needs to know.
Why? Why do the rest of us need to know your personal bedroom habits?
Well, it beats the shit out of me. I don't know why I was on the internet in the first place. Jason, maybe it's your fault. Maybe did you leak my prenup? Is it your fault?
I wish.
You know, I'm real, you know. You know what? I'm not going there. Big Sweet is finally on the verge of a very huge thing. Lies! Although Big Sweet did say I could come in and do some vocals. So maybe I should do that.
I would love to hear that.
I should really do that. I really should.
Yes.
We should do it. We should have oh my god. We should totally have that. Although I wouldn't be able to talk at all for like a week.
Probably.
Not normal anyway.
Yeah, because recording sessions aren't just like one time. You
No.
drop it. You
No.
gotta
That'd be worse.
several takes.
It'd be like think of a song.
Well, I'm curious what you would sing. Like, would you sing one of your old hits, or would you sing
No.
something more along the lines of
No.
what he performs?
Yeah, it's got to be what Nick performs.
Okay.
And so it's totally out of my wheelhouse.
How well do you know Nirvana? Okay, all right. So you're familiar.
Yeah, those are the guitar licks, Jason. I don't know the words.
Well, very few people know the words to that song. Are you singing Swedish Chef? Oh my God, are you still
It's
doing?
J-Lo doing the Swedish Chef. Right? Oh, work.
Oh my God. Can we get through the read, please?
You started this.
I know. We need to get through this though.
Big Sweet. No, we don't. It's only not even been 3 hours yet. Big Sweet's spouting lies about doing things. And he turned down Jennifer Lopez. He didn't really. It's an open invite. So, glue yourself to his episodes of Sweet Studios on Discord and Instagram. Where's my thumb? It's, God, it's like numb. I can't even feel my fingers. Or my lips. My lips. You know what's coming up, Jason?
What?
I do the reads, and then I get to a point.
Oh, yes.
Jesus Christ. Scene. She's recruiting guests, or she's a recurring guest Friday nights at 2000, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Dungeons and Dragons podcast, the Red 5 Tavern. She plays Kayleisha the Moon Elf, paints her lips blue, even wears elf ears, and guys junk off. What? Oh,
She jerks off a guy? What?
she fried a guy's junk off
Oh.
and even hugged a juvenile unicorn. That could have went sideways very easily.
Sounds like it did.
Ah! Viagra. Check it out and see where it's on this week's Adventure Takes Her. You can find us at bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina, where you will find our links to YouTube, audio, and Patreon, the latest Spotify music mixtape, and social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Discord, and TikTok. Yeah, that's... The self-analysis that happens while I'm doing this in my head is just ridiculous. Also in our bio link is our TeePublic merch shop. We have t-shirts, hoodies, and a wide variety of design, sizes, and colors. We alluded to it earlier today with the Jason Rose. There are Sidebar Cantina face masks, tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers, and pins, just about anything you can imagine. Please tag us with your merch so Lunacar can share it on our socials. Reviews!
No new reviews.
Fuck! God damn it! All that lead in.
I know.
No fucking reviews.
Yeah, got the one last week. but
Listen,
that was
people, leave us a fucking review. Hit the like button on the YouTubes. Leave us a review, subscribe, do all that shit. Why do people not do that?
it. I don't know. Something's wrong with them.
People suck.
They tune in, they watch the show, they listen,
Yeah.
they download
If
the audio.
You've gotten this far to this point. Just do it.
Do it!
Do it.
Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Do have an Apple account? Our Facebook page has a review feature too. Just screenshot it before you hit done and DM us the pic on Instagram or Twitter. Tell us what you love or even hate about the show. Jennifer Lopez, that's me, or Hank, or Edith, or Mama. Do it for Mama. Or somebody fun will read your review word for word on our next episode. Plus, Lunagirl will send you swag. All these things could be yours if you leave a fucking review. Why am I looking over there? It's over here. I'm so tired.
And your hair was in your
So
eyes.
tired. So much fucking of the Ben Affleck. Oh, it's so bad.
Are you done?
I don't know why. So I don't know why I would do that. I'm done.
Okay, well, you have a good week, Miss Lopez, and I think we might give you the week off next week, and we'll,
yeah?
and maybe we'll see you in 2 or 3 weeks.
No.
How's that sound?
No.
No?
Oh yeah, we'll see. Maybe I might want to sing some music in '94.
Oh, maybe. All right. Well, we'll keep you on the hook.
Yeah,
but,
it's a music episode. You're gonna take your only musically inclined person and fucking put her on the shelf, Jason.
All right, that's a valid point.
Jesus.
I just assumed
Christ,
you
do I
needed
have to
some
do
rest.
everything?
Well, I mean, I think you're the reason why most people tune in these days. So,
I mean, that's fair.
yeah.
All right, bye.
Goodbye, Miss Lopez.
Ow.
You all right over there? What are you focused on?
I'm looking. I was just looking at the chat.
Okay, you look like you were intently reading something like some breaking news just happened.
Well, I saw Milano Cookie. I'm like, how the fuck did we get to Milano Cookie in the chat?
The lyrics to
Milano Cookies are fucking good.
Mulatto Butts.
Mulatto Butts.
Different song.
That's my fucking ringtone for John when he calls.
Oh, I can certainly see why. All right, I think that's the end of the show.
Black ass mama,
Black ass mama,
white ass daddy.
white ass daddy.
It's from Archer.
Yeah.
You're not familiar. It's from Archer. Not just making that up just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Music of 94 next.
Yeah.
94. Oh, and
99999.
There's a-
94.
there's a chance.
99994.
There's a chance our episode on the 5th might get preempted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth.
Yeah, so 2 weeks from now.
5th. What's going on the 5th?
So that's the day before the kids start school, and we might be doing some family stuff. So
That's right. School is still a thing for you
Yeah.
in your household.
yeah, just 2 now. Rob got a job. He started his job today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Anything fun?
not really.
Eh.
It's first job, so
Adulting. Starting to adult.
he's making 13 an hour though.
Fuck. It's better than a swift kick in the nuts.
Yeah, not bad for, kid with 0 job experience coming right out of high school.
Yeah. I don't think $13 goes as far as it did when we were younger.
No,
but
no.
It is still a good start.
Well, and it's also 3 times as much as I made before I joined the Air
Oh,
Force.
fuck
at
yeah, dude.
minimum wage. So
Yeah.
we'll see. It all balances out.
It's a good start.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Like, all right, boy, you're making money.
Yeah.
Now get your ass out. I need a room for my fucking Black Series figures, so
Ooh, that's a good point.
mm,
All right. TBD. But anyway, yeah, we might get preempted in 2 weeks, but we'll see. But next week, music at 94, no matter what.
94. 94.
94.
94.
And until then, thank you everybody for joining us. It's been a great evening, talking some South Park and a million other sidebars. And until next time, Dave and everybody else, yeah, go fuck yourself. Oh,
Is that my cue?
okay.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Perfect. All right. It's almost 8:30 already. I don't think we should do much of an after show. Sorry, everybody who's still in there.
Patreon supporters, please go
Yes.
sign up for the Fantasy Football League. If you have any issues, please message us.
Yep.
And if you're message us if you're going to participate and you have signed in. If you're not participating this year and you have participated in the past, message us so that we know. Or just message us to say hi.
Somebody in the chat earlier was saying something about my beard.
Yeah, it was a little scruffy,
Yeah.
little Grizzly Adams.
It's by design.
I'm sure it is.
I love it.
Good.
I just kind of wish I'd get some more hair up here.
Yeah.
Up
Well,
here.
you can't have everything, Jason.
Apparently not.
Yeah. It's all right though. At some point, you'll get sick of the fucking Grizzly Adams bit.
You
But-
think so?
Yeah, it does.
I guess
It-
you know by experience.
Yeah, but and then you'll get to a point where it's like this. You get to it.
Fuck that mic.
You get to a length that is like, oh, I like this length, and I'll maintain that length, and then you'll be good with that. But in the meantime, it's just like I don't have to do shit.
Yeah.
I'm not touching this motherfucker.
That's where I am right
Yep,
now.
that's retirement. That's
Same with my hair too. Like I haven't gotten a haircut since I left.
see the haircut bit I couldn't do though.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the hair starts touching my neck, I want to murder people. So it's really for everyone else I get haircuts.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm just a cranky bitch. So, anyway, watch some football.
Oh, you ready for some football? I never checked to see if the 49ers beat Minnesota in their preseason game. They were ahead when I checked.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Preseason's like pointless.
And-
Oh, Niners did win though, so that's something. That might be the only time I get to say that this year. So we'll see. It's the Trey Lance show. Anything can happen.
Yeah. All hopes are with Trey Lance, and you still have Jimmy G. Just
Well,
fucking.
like where's the Browns calling? Like I kind of figured the Browns would be like, "Hello."
No.
Apparently not.
No.
Yeah, brilliant move by the way, Cleveland. Hey, you know this guy that like 20 women are accusing of like sexual assault?
Or 33 women. but
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna give up our entire draft for the next 3 years
Yep.
to bring that guy over.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna give everything we have.
Well, I mean, it's only an 11-game suspension. He's going to have fresh legs.
Sure, but okay.
So when you're a 3-win team after the 11 games, then fresh legs are going to be great. Right?
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's the thing. This year is done. Like they're fucking done this year. So then it's like, well, what after that? And I hate to say it, but a guy who like sexually assaults 30 plus women, probably not the greatest character in the world.
Nope.
Might have some more troubles
What are you
down the line.
talking about? You got homeboy up there. Like, first of all, the shitbag just doesn't. He, when asked, like, did you apologize? He's like, yeah, I apologize to every woman, not specifically to the women you fucking assaulted. But you said when you made the apology, you apologized to every possible person who could be affected. So basically, every person on the planet, I apologize to you, and to women especially. So you're covered, right? I'm good.
Yeah.
And then you got the fucking owner of the Browns like, everyone deserves to have second chances. And
Well, of
this
course
is
he's gonna
second
say
chances
that.
in life. Yeah, because you just spent all that fucking money and you're a fucking twat.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that whole organization is such. If there's one constant in the universe besides Newtonian physics, it is that the Browns are going to be a goddamn dumpster fire.
Yep.
Like, it is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he is you can only use a Browns approved fucking therapist. Like, okay, so what does that mean?
Right.
Like, he's only going to have male fucking masseuses from this point forward. Like, is that going to prevent him from going to the club and fucking get all up in somebody's fucking shit because he's a single dude, right? So he go out into the club and try and have a relationship. He's probably going to fucking fuck it up there. So yeah, it's just dumb. It's just fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, focus on the problem. Like, all right, here's the suspension, and they're fucking like,
Yeah.
we're done. We solved it. It's problem solved. 11 games, and we're done with it. It's just dumb. It's just not. It's not the way you solve this problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Big Ben raped a woman and he eventually bounced back, so I guess there's hope, right?
I guess. I mean, I'm not saying there isn't room for second chances, but there's second chances, and then there's 33 fucking counts
Yeah.
of, like, all right, there's the court of law. Fucking get in there and.
Yeah.
I just.
And this motherfucker's going to be broke by the time this is all done.
Be broke.
Between all the legal fees, and all these women are going to get fucking money out of him.
Should we put Kate live on the air?
Sure.
Hey, Kate, you're live on the podcast.
The hell?
Yeah, you're live on the podcast. Goodbye.
Oh. It's not an episode of the show if one of Dave's family doesn't call.
Right.
It's good stuff. All right.
All right. Yeah.
We're ready to close up?
Yeah, let's close up. I'm gonna see what's going on there.
Call your daughter back, and we'll
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. See you guys later. We'll reconvene next week.
Yep.
Peace.